Bring the ship up to broadcast depth. We're going in.
This song. It's been a while. It's the original Rule Zero intro.
Go. Go.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Go. Go.
Makes me wonder if anybody will remember this shit.
Right then.
Let me kill the echo. There you go. All right, gentlemen. Welcome. Glad to have you back. Glad we're all back.
Good morning.
Fun to be once again on Rules at the turning of the tides.
Reunited and it
well, I'll just reiterate once again for the people who haven't watched this show in a long time. Oh, I have, at least on my channel, anyways. I got a call from Myron Gaines, text really from Myron Gaines when I was in the hospital back in December, and he was like, "We need to put a panel. We need to do a panel show." Like, how about Rule Zero? Because way back in the day, you used to be a part of that show. Oh yeah, that sounds great. And then they decided to go, I don't know, see Kyle in Miami a couple weeks later. But it just emphasized to me anyways, that there's a real sort of hunger and a real dearth. Let's just say there's your vocabulary word for the day, dearth of real red pill material, right? These days. I mean, people think that, Andrew Tate is like the last word in the red pill. I hate that like whenever I'm watching these like British ladies like Jess Phillips or something like that, or whoever, like they're like nailing Starmer to the wall, like don't we need more than 20 million British pounds to fight Andrew Tate? Like Osama bin Laden, we must hunt for him in the hills of Romania.
I'm telling you, it's money laundering. There's no other way. It has to be money laundering.
Oh boy, I have a few. I thought I would launch a few little videos here for you guys to react to, because I know we have to keep Cappy abreast of all the current affairs that are going on Twitter. Because
what do you make it sound like I'm in a nursing home over here, and I don't know what day it is?
Or he's like, I don't know, he's like digging irrigation ditches or something for his house.
Because I'm in a bathrobe and I'm comfy doesn't mean I'm uncouth here, man.
Yes.
He's going to the buffet at 6 a.m. He's going to buffets at 6 a.m.
Yes, I am, and I went to bed at 8:30 last night.
Being at war with his neighbors, taking their wives.
Yes. God, that's funny. So anyways, just thought I would give everybody, of course we got Jack Napier, got Nuke, got Cappy. I haven't turned on name badges in God knows how long. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. But anybody seen anybody heard any good news on the Twitters these days?
Nothing's going on, man.
News. Good news for the red pill, bad news for the tradcon.
For everyone. Yeah. Well, I tell you that's the thing that gets me, because like all right, let me stop lying. I was probably going to tweet about this anyway. I was going to do something about this anyhow. Usually when something like especially scandals and stuff like that come around, I guess scandal is the best way to put it. But whenever there's the next like sort of manufactured crisis, whatever the hell you want to call it, is making the rounds on Twitter. What's funny is like I go to Twitter and it's like a whole nother world. If I go to Instagram, nobody knows who the fuck Elijah Schaefer is. They don't know who Sarah Stock is. There's very few people on Instagram, and because Instagram is like a completely different vibe than Twitter. And then like Jack knows this. I think Nuke does too. And Cappy, I don't know why you're not on Substack already, but like Substack is a whole different vibe from.
That's
from
another
Twitter.
username and password. I gotta no.
Yeah,
I want to phase out. I want to be semi-retired. I don't need another login.
Well, if you like to write, and I know you do, this is like when's the last time you wrote on your blog, Cappy?
What?
When's the last time you wrote on your blog?
Over a year ago. I don't like writing. People think because I'm an author, I like writing. I don't like writing. It's like a colonoscopist. Like he doesn't like looking up your ass, but he does it for the money.
Speaking of Cappy not liking writing, he just released a new book. I don't want to threesome with Jesus.
In
Out
the
now
zero
on Amazon.
in the 0 hour, the best timing for a book I've ever
I
seen.
know, you could not have planned it better.
Let me tell you guys something. When it comes to selling silver and releasing books, I'm Johnny on the spot. I'm a sniper.
Yeah, I don't know how you timed that because it's funny because when the Elijah Schaefer, Sarah Stock thing started going on, I instantly texted Cappy. I said, "Dude, jump on this now," because it's too perfect. You're never gonna have a better time to really razz these.
I appreciate it because I didn't know how germane. I mean, I saw it a little bit, but yeah. See, the guy cares. You all think old man Rollo just wears his hat and he plays his guitars. He reached out to me. He says, "Hey, you got to get on this." I'm glad you put me onto it.
Yeah. And I think I helped you out with the cover too, didn't I?
Yes. Yes. It was,
I love simple covers. It was the best cover ever. It's one of the best covers ever.
It's like a stroke of genius. Like, why would you not use that meme? Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. But anyways, if you guys haven't seen it, Cappy's got a new book. I Don't Want to Throw You Away with Jesus. Which is basically, what is it? A Christian's Guide to a Sexful Marriage or something like that? Is that what the
Christian's Guide to a Pro-Sex Marriage?
Yeah, pro-sex marriage. There are some. You already know. I've suggested you go do some interviews with like Monica Almaguer, and there's a few other people. I did just last week, just this Wednesday, I did an interview. It was a pre-record. I did a interview with this couple. And the guy's name is Jeremy and his wife's name is Karen, I think, but they do a podcast together and it's called The Love Market. And the reason why they call it that is because like they're both like real estate agents, like in Vegas. But Jeremy's part of MOA. He's part of Mike Sartain's group. And so he wanted me, they're not doing too bad. They're past 100,000 subs on their YouTube. So they got at least a respectable YouTube channel. And did almost like 2 hours, like 90 minutes, 2 hours with this couple. And it was actually probably one of the best conversations I've ever had, because it was just borderline, just a little bit like, churchy stuff, but not quite so much that I couldn't just do what I, talk about what I talk about. But I want to turn you on to those guys too, because you probably do a really good interview with them. But it's interesting now because like I never thought of Cappy in this way before, because I was like, if I like when I wrote Religion, I thought, okay, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to start seeing if I can sort of like, worm my way into the TradCon set there with that book. And that was back in like 2020 is when I published Religion. And I was probably 4 years ahead of the curve. I probably should have like released that in 2022 or 2023. Because back then, what we're dealing with like right now is not even close to what it was back then. But like Elijah Schaefer. So Elijah Schaefer, I know Elijah. I have talked to him. He is actually in my DMs on my Twitter. I've had kind of like an off again, on again, like sort of just discourse with him, exchanges with him occasionally. I met Elijah in Texas. They invited me out to do his now defunct podcast, which was called You Are Here. And that's when he was on there with Sydney Watson, and it was owned actually by The Blaze. Oh, good. Hey, it's Lisa Sparks guy again in the comments there.
I got him.
Why Lisa Sparks?
She set the record for the most.
Be like Brandy Love or like, I actually know, Alexis Fox. Alexis Fox. Okay, go ahead, throw her out. Like you're going to get old porn stars. At least give me a good one.
I got those references.
I understood that reference.
I know. Yes. The dude always comes in. He's like Kyle, my producer on my show. It's like, oh, Lisa Sparks again.
I'm more of a Jenna Jameson kind of guy.
I almost want to make a T-shirt with like me and like Lisa Sparks just to satisfy this dude. But no, anyways, so I've known Elijah for a long time. They flew me out actually to the Blaze Studios in, I think it was Austin, Texas. And this was like December of 2021. And they were trying to launch this new sort of variety show. So I did 2 shows with them. I was out there for a weekend. I did 2 shows on the You're Here. And then I did his show, a 3rd show with him. And he used to have a podcast called Slightly Offensive. Now, since then, he got ousted from the Blaze, and so did Sydney Watson. The Blaze is Glenn Beck's network, by the way, just for him of reference. And I went out there and I hung out with Elijah. He didn't seem like a whack job or anything like that to me. I mean, he wasn't on drugs or he wasn't like drunk or anything like that. And Sydney Watson, totally cool. I mean, I had no problem whatsoever. And then the following week happened. The week after I was gone, that's when Jack Murphy went on that show and completely wrecked that podcast.
And that was the beginning of the end.
Yes. And that was it. That was the beginning of the end, because apparently that affected Sydney Watson so much that she sort of started having second thoughts about even doing any kind of podcast. Because I don't think is she doing her own right now? I have no idea. But excuse me, Dr. Sydney Watson. I don't know what the doctorate is in, but yeah. So since then, she's become very, very anti-red pill, and I have no idea why, because I tried to explain it to her as nuts and bolts of terms as I could. But anyways, Schaefer's been, as you might guess, being on the Blaze, Glenn Beck's network. Very religious, very, very pro, conservative, very Republican voting, very MAGA. I'll say MAGA because I can't. Whenever I think MAGA, I think Anthony Johnson and that fucking red hat, right? So I wouldn't call him MAGA, but like definitely on that side of the political spectrum. And then he started, I think it's called the Rift, is his own network. He was kind of like trying to do what Tim Pool was doing with Tenet Media, which of course fell apart for obvious reasons. And now I think probably the Rift is done too because of all of this. And as part of that network, he hired Sarah Stock. Now, Sarah Stock is also another one of these trad femmes,
whatever it is now. I don't even know what evolution we're at.
She's part. She's the younger character in all of this. But hey, man. But Sydney Stock was starting to become something for a little while. I think once Brett Cooper got let go from the Daily Wire, I think that sort of created this power vacuum in the I don't know, cake tits, trad wife movement. And so everybody has been jockeying for position ever since, including Brett herself. So she was one of these sort of very, outspoken, or she's trying to fashion herself as one of these outspoken kind of like trad femme, let's all get back to having babies and living on ranches, and let's give it all up, but I'll see you at CPAC and I'll see you at TPUSA. And so anyways, all of this came to a head when Milo Yiannopoulos, who I also know has also been a very good longtime friend of mine, discovered or released all these leaks and these recorded like audio and I want to say text or emails, basically outing Elijah Schaefer for having a long-term affair with Sarah Stock. Now, Sarah Stock, on the other hand, is supposed to be that she converted to Catholicism last year on 2025, and she was very honestly, again, Cappy, this is where you come in. The conversion to Catholicism was very performative. It seemed very much like Nala Ray converting to whatever the hell religion she was. That franchise. And all while she's nailing, Elijah Schaefer, right? and she's promoting this. She's saying, I've got all the video to everybody's coming up with her past videos from what she's been on, whatever podcast she's been, and she's, claiming she's a virgin on whatever podcast, like right at the same time, like she's fucking Elijah Schaefer, and how she's saving herself for marriage for poor Will. I don't know his last name. Will is her husband that she ended up marrying, and apparently by her own confession, she was basically fucking Elijah Schaefer right up until the engagement announcement, and God knows what happened after that. It gets even worse because if you look at today's banner, this is her. That's actually her right there on the left hand side, and I blurred out as Will. And this is getting her marriage blessed by the Pope, by the
no
himself. Yes. And by the way, whoever came up with the AI, busts on these, bravo, man.
I mean,
I thought about that.
Grok AI just dropped like a new update, so now you can do this 20 times in a day. It's pretty good, and I just put in everyone's faces and I put in theirs, and it's really good now. So it's the timing of everything, Cappy's book, AI update, everything just perfect.
I know it's a perfect storm for Cappy's book. So anyways, this. So here she is, essentially alpha fucks beta bucks. Let's just be honest, okay? And Elijah is just, working that while she's sitting there smiling with the Pope. And it's right now she's decided she's going to retire from public life, I guess, which is probably the best course of action for her, which I don't know. I think a lot of times what will probably happen is she'll get invited to TPUSA so she can have this tearful come to Jesus moment, and everyone will just bless her and forgive her. And then Elijah will look like,
Michael Knowles already has a show plan, probably.
Oh, no doubt. Michael
I know who that guy is.
Yes,
Caesar.
Caesar
Dude.
Silverman. That's who he is.
Sorry, he's the typical Christian pussy who gets hoodwinked and flattened by the garbage truck because he doesn't look both ways. Never mind. I'll tell sometimes the other story, but yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
I know that guy. I understood that reference.
I know. If Cappy knows your name, you're in trouble. Yeah. No, every time I see Michael Knowles, all I get is just these images of Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games. If you've ever watched the Hunger Games, and he's like the talk show host. It looks like he's a product is basically what he is. But he looks like this really cheesy, used car salesman. And I mean, literally down to the suits, down to the look, down to the backgrounds, and everything that he does is almost like the Hunger Games.
He's a good boy.
He's a very good boy.
He's a very good boy.
Sure. Well, he was the one that had Nala Ray on there with her, well, soon to be, and I guess she's married to the guy now. But when she was sort of converting to Christianity, he has her on his show, and the background is they're doing it from the top of Mount Olympus. It's these Greco-Roman columns, and it's at sunset or dawn. I don't know, either one. And it's just the most amazingly stage prepped, planned. I'm who, on what planet did you get this? And he's that's starting to become his MO these days. But anyways, as far as Sarah Stock's concerned, and the rest of this is once again, here we are. We've got a trad wife or trad femme who, prior to all of this, was pretty much promoting this, holier than thou, preachy, churchy bullshit from whatever podcast, from her own podcast. And then of course, what's going to be the fallout from this? I mean, obviously there's the scandal. I mean, there's more coming out too. That's kind of why I lay off of this shit until my show on Sunday. So, cause usually it's a news cycle, right? It's a week-long news cycle. And then I don't want to miss anything. So I'm sort of glad I do my shows on Sundays now. But
did she have a porn background before all this stuff?
No. You're yeah, shit. Who knows? Yeah, there might not. Wouldn't it be awesome if there's video, like Elijah's yeah, hey, there's the camera.
She's in a bunch of German dungeon videos.
She's got a great rack. She's got the rack for it. Not gonna lie.
I mean, she does have the porn girl look to her. I'll give her that. But she just promotes the squeaky clean. As long as you got a crucifix necklace, it's
Every time, man. The harder the convictions, the bigger the closet. Every time.
Yeah. Well, I'm adding her to the list of sort of fallen stars from the trad femmes, who, by the way, were all the same girl, pretty much the same girls who were all in the same, user forums or whatever. Maybe it was a Discord chat or something, that were all trying to bring me down back around 2023, according to Andrew Wilson, right? They all decided they were going to get together and fuck with Rollo, right? So we're looking at like Chrissy Mayer, you're looking at Brittany Venti, you're looking at certainly Lauren Southern, who, by the way, is really close with Sarah Stock.
Rollo.
Wow, that.
That's Sister Uber Alice, Rollo. You called them out.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. What's funny is like, you can put liberal women together and really super conservative women together, and if they both have a shared hatred of me, they'll put all of their differences aside.
Do you have that picture of like the congresswomen that like were Republican and Democrat and they all wore white?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
I have it somewhere. Yeah. Oh, well, actually, maybe I do have it somewhere. Yeah, that was their whole shtick, didn't I? Do I have that somewhere? I think I do.
Isabella de la Luca, is she still
Isabella
around?
de Luca, oh boy, and she's not even. I mean, she's part of it too. Isabella de Luca, God knows what
She was
happened to
cake
her.
tits, right?
Cake
That
tits.
was her.
Yeah, I'll throw a picture of her, but yeah, I remember that. And this was the girl who wanted to dox me and dox my daughter and everything, and everybody else. Says, see what I mean? Maybe I was ahead of the game, but like, I think it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2024 because all this shit had already happened. Like I think it was January, February of 2024, and she was making a cake, and her tits were hanging out, and she had the crucifix on, and that makes everything okay. It's it's the Christian kosher. It's got the Jesus fish logo on it, so it's okay. And I just made some comments saying like, guys, like if you're a tradcon dude, I mean you're basically simping. You guys want to talk about like, oh, I can't believe these guys are simping on OnlyFans. Like you're simping for
Same thing.
cake tits right now.
The same thing.
Yeah. But oh boy, don't attack one of theirs because, well, of course, all the good trad wife, trad femme sisterhood comes out of the woodwork and starts like throwing rocks at me, digging up pictures of me, digging up pictures of my wife, digging up pictures, which I at this point it's like I expect that. Then comes the accusations that I need to be fed into a wood chipper by all these good Christian conservatives, right? I'm like, okay. It's funny. I've never had a feminist tell me I needed to be fed into a wood chipper, but good Christians have. And so then, of course, she sort of fell from grace, and then everything came out about Lauren Southern and Destiny, and I was right again and vindicated 100%. And all this. Well, Brittany Venti like left the scene for a long time, and she got fat, and then I guess she got like thin again. So she decided she was going to come back and do more videos, I guess.
Well, she got dumped. That's what happens.
Yeah.
She got dumped.
Brittany.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she had to get back in fighting shape again. Yeah. So
it's
anyway,
like when Lily.
Yeah.
It's like when Lily Phillips. She had that interview where she was crying.
Yeah.
Was it Lily Phillips? Yeah, and all the Tradcons ate that up, and I'm like, that's their porn. The porn isn't the actual. Maybe they watch it too, right?
Yeah.
The porn isn't like the 1,000 dudes, right? Because I think you need to be a little bit weird to get off to a woman being like a conga line of dudes. Like something's off if you're turned on by that.
Huh.
However, when she started crying, it's like that's when the Tradcons jumped on it. They were like, like poor girl, like she doesn't know what she's doing. Women don't have agency. And this is the same thing with this girl. It's going to be the same thing. She's going to disappear for 3 to 6 months. Something's going to happen. And then she's going to be on not a super Christian podcast, but a kind of like a middle of the road. Like she's going to tell her story and then podcast tour. She's going to marry some guy and then probably a brown guy. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
And then there we go. Boom, done. It's done. This is if women see how other women do it and then they jump on, they do it. Oh, I can do this too. And it's already laid out the path. So Guys are excited to see that she gets her comeuppance. I'm like, no, it's just you guys have no idea how deep the simping goes. It's like a spiritual simping. That's deeper than just horny. The girl has big tits simping. It's like I want her to say the N-word, or I want her to tell other men those degenerate red pill guys are pieces of shit because it makes me feel good, like she's on my team. I'm like, dude, that level of simping is like, there's a separate level of hell for that level of simping, and all of you will go there if hell exists. You know?
What you're describing, there were knights in the crusade who went to liberate the Middle East. Dude, you have a white knight army in the Christianity today. That is what you got. So, but it is just a bunch of white knights simping. Because I'll tell you this: you guys have seen the Sammy Davis Jr. meme where he's pointing with all of his rings, saying that ain't going to get you the pussy.
Mhm.
I've used that so much because these guys it's like Nala Ray's not going to sleep with you. Michael Knowles, no, Sarah Stock is not going to sleep with you. These girls are not going to sleep with you, but that's what they're hoping for at the end of the day.
You know what's funny is like, so there's and Ryan has decided to grace us with his presence. Welcome, Ryan.
Oh, shush.
Wow, I got the band back together.
Now it's a party, people. Now it's a party.
Oh, so
You guys all
anyways,
look hot.
yeah, yes. So Ryan, I need to ask you this: would you fuck Sarah Stock?
Not now.
No,
Not after what
Welcome
she did
back,
to the Pope.
Ryan. First question. Welcome back.
you don't want to be Eskimo brothers with Elijah Schaefer.
Dude, okay.
I like the lies. It's the Pope, man. You stood in front of like the 2IC of Jesus land. And you're like, no, I'm good. And he's like, all right, sure. God's up there. He must be. Look at this.
Look at that.
That shit is crazy.
Lie to the Pope. The last time they did that, they brought France over to like the Muslim countries and kicked them all out. I'm just saying.
You can see it in her face, though. Look at that photo and look at how she's looking at the Pope. Like, she knows, like, I'm getting
That's an
mine.
evil look.
That's
an evil stare.
That's the I know I'm going to hell.
That's Cruella DeVille. That's Cruella DeVille.
No, that is Cersei Lannister just blowing up the
Yeah.
set.
Yes.
Stole Pope's Dalmatians, man.
And say whatever you want about Elijah Schaefer, but I want to know what game this guy is spitting because he ramped through all them e-girls.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
other ones too.
I want to know what this guy takes.
Yeah, according to Milo. God, I wonder if we can get Milo on.
His only competition is Destiny. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You
But that's
think
what also
that-
makes him not impressive as well, because like Destiny's running
conservative Destiny. Oh my
Okay,
god.
Rolo, I gotta ask: is this a status thing? Is this status only?
For
What got him? What
for-
got him?
you mean so what got Elijah laid? Elijah is he's a very like strong dominant personality. Like when I met him, he controlled the show for sure. So he's kind of like that A type personality first of all. So he is very extroverted, very outgoing. So I think what's funny is I keep seeing this all. I knew this was going to happen. As soon as like all this shit went down, everybody wants like all the trad femmes want to redirect the narrative towards Elijah and away from Sarah Stock, right? And so they're
from them.
So
Because the list is growing.
what's the most plausible rationale for him just losing his mind? It must be those red pill guys that have got into his brain. It must be that brain worm called the red pill that got him made him crazy. And so now, of course, there's all these.
An 8-ball of red pill. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see red pill. I saw cocaine, but not red pill.
Yeah. There was a lot of drugs. The red pill was not among them.
Gateway drug, bro.
Well, he was already
not once.
I mean, he's like, granted, he has read my book, and that was as far back as like 2021. So, I know he's familiar. I mean, shit, I've done this show like 3 times. I did his former shows 3 times. And I probably would have done another one with him too. Shit, I'll still do another one with him if he wants to. But I should try to get him on the show. God, how awesome would that be? I try to see if I can get an interview with him. But then, Milo Yiannopoulos like outed him, and Milo, now that Milo's heterosexual and Catholic, I'm sure this rubbed him the wrong way. And I thought it was interesting. I mean, he's a provocateur. He's going to say what he's going to say. If he's got dirt, he's going to let the dirt out, right? And so I have a lot of respect for Milo, just sort of as a personality. And like I said, I've known Milo since, well, I mean, online, I've known him almost as long as I've known Cappy.
3,000 years ago.
3,000 years ago, I was there. No, I met him in 2017, right after that good old 21 convention.
I was there, Gandalf.
Yes, I was there. I saw the pictures. I had short hair in those pictures too. I was like, yeah, hey.
Milo had a tour bus with the words "dangerous bundle of sticks" on it.
Mhm.
The other word, of course, and people still trust him with personal knowledge. Where it's like,
Mhm.
this is the guy you want to tell your secrets to. I mean, no shade on Milo. I mean, I liked his content,
No.
but I mean, I don't think that's the guy you want to.
You know, when I first met Milo like in person, I was in Florida and it was at a speaking event that he had. It was like literally like the week after the 21 convention, and he was there, and I forget who the other speakers were, but one of them was Roger Stone. and so I'm like, oh, I am in a different world now. Like when I got to this mixer, and it was just nothing but like really super conservative people from Florida, right? And you know, Milo, of course, is back then he's like flagrantly homosexual at that time, and everybody knew it. And you know, he's of the opinion that homosexuality is behavioral, which I would agree with. But I mean, does that mean he's not gay anymore? I don't know. It's on him. He could do it. I mean, if put it this way, if Jack Donovan can do it, why not Milo Yiannopoulos? Right?
Jack Donovan is straight now.
Yeah, he's been. Well, I mean, at least that's what he's presenting as. I don't know if he went back or whatever, but he was gay when we were at the 21 convention. And then he went,
Is that the male
Jesus
version of
Christ.
the OnlyFans to the church, where it's like gay men turning straight funnel?
I don't know.
Is this the male version
I
of that?
remember I mean, not to out anybody, but like me and Rich Cooper were like talking to him, and he was like, I think even back then when I think we talked in like 2018. And I remember going out to dinner with me and Rich and Jack Donovan. And he was just saying, you know, he still likes women. He would want to get with chicks, you know? So I don't think he was like really fully gay. But I think he's hetero now. I don't know. He's one of those guys who can like flip back and forth, I guess. I'm not sure. But so I'm not going to take anything away from Milo. He is whatever he says he is, as far as I'm concerned. But
He's a breed of his own. Milo is.
But also, one thing he's always been is like he's going to be a provocateur. He's going to kick you in the ass, and if he sees shit, he's going to just make it publicly known, and that's exactly what he did. And so people are criticizing Milo for actually like making this shit public, and the only reason they're pissed off is because it punches towards like the trad femme, toward the trad sisterhood.
Did you see the comeback from Schaefer to Milo? What was it? I'm being sabotaged because he's a gay Jew. It's like, really? Like, that's
not in El Salvador.
They can't catch me. That's why.
The crypto criminals. Yes, thanks for that $2, my friends. Noah here. Noah as well. Thanks, Noah, for $4.
El Salvador is actually becoming a really great place, man.
Yeah, I've got one of my guys in Reignite who lives in El Salvador right now. He says it's starting to become a crypto place.
No taxes on Bitcoin, and soon enough, no taxes on crypto there.
Add Cappy meme video, please. The one Ryan made. What is that?
Oh,
I'm smoking my
when he was
cigar.
on Access Vegas. Yeah, no, the one on Access Vegas.
Oh, the Access Vegas one. Oh,
Sad
God.
Cappy ones, yeah.
Oh, I need
That was so
reparations
good.
for that.
Yes. Hey, why don't you come to? You should come to Access Vegas now. It's different. You should come to the one at Origin
Is it?
Studios now. Yeah, it's so much different. You should go.
Not with that face. No, like no, I'm not gonna be your entertainment. No way.
My son's not going to date your whore podcast guests.
God, that was
How
awesome.
dare you, sir?
You
They're
know.
going to marry an accountant.
You know,
A
it's funny
boring
'cause
one.
when Cappy did that on that show, like it gave all of like the Fresh and Fit audience, the Rumble audience, like just this little smidgen of like it gave him a treat or something.
Yeah.
And that's
Cappy
that
could have
makes
given you
it so
fresh
cool.
and fit anytime if you wanted to. He just didn't.
And so it became a meme. So anyways, I wanted to point out just the situation so everybody knows what's going on with Elijah Schaefer. Elijah Schaefer's no angel. Let's just put that out there. But I don't think he ever like promoted himself as being such. He might be a whack job. He's going through a divorce, obviously now. And so I think a lot of this stuff, like both Sarah Stock and Elijah, really reflect badly on the TradCon side of things. But what you would expect for the distractions, the diversions, the distracts are pretty much what I would expect. And the first one is always, it's those red pill guys. Those red pill guys are making more of this than it is. Those red pill guys infected Elijah's mind. Those red pill guys, set the stage for this. What are we going to do about their endemic misogyny? We need, the red pill guys are embedded in conservative evangelical culture. What are we going to do, churchies?
They're blaming us for this?
Oh yeah, shit.
Why not?
We're the first people that they blame.
Does anyone in Christianity have responsibility? Are the women just like crops that come up out of the ground, start sucking some other guy's dick? Let's forgive them. Like, and then like guys, they're all like, we're little devils coming in here and influencing them to go bang people that ain't their wives. Like, no one has any agency up here. Why not just say, I'm horny. It's a shtick. It's a racket. It's all theater, and I want to fuck the hot blonde. Why can't anyone just say that?
Because if it's our fault, it means they don't have to put in the work, Cappy.
Yeah.
White knight game, dog. I mean,
so whenever I noticed this when I was doing the shows with Pat Campbell, whenever there was like a mass shooting, whenever it was like an active shooting event, right? Especially if I was at a school, if it was a boy like I forget the one that's in Florida, Cruz or something like that. I forget the dude's name, but I remember like pretty much it goes through a cycle. The first cycle is, this is terrible. Let's, we're praying for, whatever the town it was shot in, that happened in. And then it goes through, we need tougher gun control. Okay. That's granted. Okay. So that's probably like the first half a week, maybe a week of it. And then it shifts to, well, he went and did this because of endemic toxic masculinity, right? And then it's because, well, maybe he was listening to Fresh and Fit, right? Maybe he was listening to Andrew Tate. And so we go through this cycle of where are we going to place the blame, because it's easier to shift the blame than it is to actually like understand what the hell is fucking going on in the first place, right? So again, it's the red pill's never going to die, and Andrew Tate is Osama bin Laden right now, because if there is no boogeyman, no one gets paid, and he's too easy a scapegoat for people to like want to actually bring him to justice. He's too easy to wipe other shit off on. And again, this is the same dynamic here. So when people send me the story of Sarah Stock and Elijah Schaefer, they already know I have a connection with Elijah. But there's like people. I don't know if Cappy was the one that did this or somebody else was hitting me up going like, "Why do you care about this? Why is this even important to you? Like gossip. I'm like, it's not gossip.
Is that your impersonation of me?
No, not you, but I get that from all. Like, I cannot talk about anyone in any sphere. It doesn't even have to be the manosphere. It could be any sphere of it. It could be any influencer, any personality, any public, personality individual. You always gossip, Rolo. It's all gossip. You always do that. Like I can do like 51 shows a year about nothing else but red pill stuff. I do the last show of the year on, some personality like Destiny. You always talk about Destiny. That's always going to come back.
And they always come back and watch. It's like, whose fault is it really?
And yeah, exactly. I was going to say my most highest viewed, trafficked, best analytics are always when I talk about Michaela Peterson. or Lauren Southern or Destiny or whatever else. It's like, you motherfuckers want this, what are you going to do about it? And again, I think there's a lot of that sort of cult of personality type thing that's going on, because I think one of the things that happens, and I think maybe Cappy, you got to this in your book, but one of the things that happens when a personality like Elijah Schaefer or Ashley St. Clair was perfect fucking example of this. You know what's funny? People are more like trad femmes are more apt to defend Sarah Stock than they are Ashley St. Clair. Because Ashley St. Clair baby trapped Elon Musk. But she's basically cut from that same cloth. She was the one who was saying, you know, we need to dismantle the manosphere. We need to dismantle the red pill. And she's on like trigonometry of all places, talking about how bad the manosphere is. And then she basically becomes this perfect example of what the manosphere has been saying about, you know, women like her for forever.
Kicking and screaming, will everyone be dragged to the red pill? Kicking and screaming. They'll fight it until their own little perfect sheeps and influencers do the worst thing imaginable. Because there's a difference. Like, this wasn't normal cheating, right? This was like you lied to the Pope. Like, what else do you need? Like, we can't market that well. The red pill will never, like, Cappy is a great marketer. Rolo's a great marketer. All of you guys are great marketers, but we will never be as good marketers as Sarah Stock lying to the Pope and banging Elijah Schaefer in the coke-filled sessions behind his studio. We cannot we cannot even write that into a story. We can't. It's like eventually you guys will see it our way or don't. It'll cost you, but hey, we've been saying this for a reason. It isn't because we're mean and black-pilled and we hate women. All of us have normal relationships or are, you know, have not had this kind of crash out. Usually, and what is the red pill for? A positive identity for men. That means that when you're dealing with women and you're in these situations, you can navigate them and not look like a complete idiot or like a weirdo or go to jail or, you know, lose a lot of money in a divorce or something because you at least know how to navigate it. But they'll never see it that way. They're going to continue. Every single trad woman that comes out, they're going to worship and they're going to forgive her for everything. And then that's it. That's it. It's never going to stop, and we're never going to be out of a job. So, congratulations, we picked a great field.
Yeah,
because you know what the Catholic Pope needs to do. All right, you want to be a born again Catholic or Christian, right? If you get caught cheating or some shit, you get excommunicated. You end up embarrassing your like. He's like, all right, we'll forgive your all sins. Born again, virgin again. Well, one strike and you're out. Like, I would love it if the Chicago Pope just came out and said you're excommunicated. Get the fuck out of here. That shit would be fire, bro.
They won't.
It'd be like the Empire. Get the fuck out.
It would be great. It will be great, but it's never going to happen. Like, women will remain the protective sex. Women will always be held in the highest regard, and they will find a way to make.
I need Pope Lander. I need Pope Lander. That's what I need.
It would be an alpha and a true sense of it would be true leadership. But the Christians in general, Catholic or not, will not do it because they need to virtue signal. Right now, like the process should be somebody sins, they come back, you know, there's the prodigal son type, there's a story, there's a process there. They go from zero to let's put her in charge of an outreach Christian program. She goes from whore to Christian leader in a month. Like, and all because Christians want to do kind of like Minnesotan, like, oh my God, look how grace and forgiveness, great, I'm such a good Christian. They won't let that. There is absolutely no is it penitence? There's no groveling, there's no apologizing or asking for forgiveness.
There are no comeuppance.
There's no comeuppance, but yes, you're correct, Charlie. That should happen, but it's not going to.
God, I really, really wish I had like Andrew Wilson on a show today too, because Andrew would like.
We got Benjamin instead. So I mean, I guess it's all right.
Next best thing, I guess.
Oh man, I tell you, no, I'm glad you brought that up, Cappy, because I put this post up like 2 days or 3 days prior to all this shit dropping, all this stuff happening, and I was reading about how the YouTube algorithm, but also the Twitter algorithm is working right now, and what posts they promote and what they don't. Because I'm looking at like accounts like Rob Henderson, who has way less subs than I do, but like the dude makes like $10,000 a month off of Elon bucks. I'm like, how the fuck are you doing that? And it's because of the type of posts that he puts out there. It doesn't have anything to do with subs. It doesn't have to do even really virality so much. It's just consistency and staying on this one approved message, I guess. And I guess it depends on like what your level of e-fame is. So I'm trying to figure this shit out, because every time I put a link to my book on Twitter, I might get a good post. I might get 2,000 or 3,000, right? If I just do a 1 sentence post about, Christians are naive or something like that, shoots through instant virality, right? And I'm like, why is that? And it's because you're selling something, right? There's a link in the actual tweet, right? So I'm like, how can I get people to engage with a tweet that still has a link in it? So what I did was, you guys probably saw this. I just did a quote. I said, I was quoting some of my haters. I said, I never see those red pill guys in healthy, loving relationships. You guys have probably heard some million times, because they're referring to Tate, or they're referring to Myron, or they're referring to whoever. God knows.
They're referring to us not whoring the family out for money.
And that too, right? Yeah. And so I put that in quotes, and then I put a link to my Reignite book, and then I put a picture of me and my wife on there, because nobody ever, it was a good shot. I thought, okay, why not? That will get people to engage. And sure shit, it did. I don't know how well it did, because it still had a link in it, but that happened like right before the Elijah Schaefer Sarah Stock thing went down. And so then everybody was, wanted to wipe everything off on the manosphere. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm a tradcon then, because I've never had a sex scandal. I've never had a sexual assault charge. I've never had a rape. I've never had a baby trap. I'm boring as fuck. I've been married for 30 years. I have a daughter who's been married for 2 years. We go to church on Sundays. We had a religious wedding. We did everything that Jim Sexton and Cappy says don't do. And we're still here, and we're still tight. My wife is like one of the best. I mean, hell, after all my medical conditions, she's one of the best people in the world. And it's really tough for me to present that, because people think I'm flexing, or they think like, oh, things are different for you, although back in the 90s. But so I'm putting that out there, and like people always take this the wrong way. They think that either I'm flexing on them, or else if I go and I post it on some of these like Ortho Bro Twitter threads, like Tim Gordon, by the way, which is where I'm trying to do a debate, not a debate, but a discussion with him and Cappy and myself, and I forget the other guy's name. But so now they want to talk about like the patriarchy versus the red pill. I'm like, you're going to find there's about a 90% crossover between those two. I don't think that's going to be as entertaining as you think it's going to be. But so I say, I guess I'm a tradcon then. And then everybody loses their mind. No, you're not. You're an atheist. No, you're not. You hang out with whores in Las Vegas, right? That's right, sir. Doesn't your wife hate you? And he links me back. To this. I don't know. It's like, one of those, like, I can tell it's AI generated, but it's like, who is Rollo Tomasi? I think I posted it in the RAR Squad chat, right? And they have a picture, like what they think is me, of like, this like good Christian couple with a, little sign or something like that. That's not me. You realize that's not me, right? And they got like so many details wrong. But this is what they're basing their opinion on. It's completely false information. I'm like, dude, you could just ask me. I'm the most accessible dude in this niche. But they would rather just straw man you because you're attacking one of theirs. And I think that's where all of this sort of comes down to, is the sisterhood on the TradFem side really want to demonize Elijah that much more, which is pretty much what I expected. But they all want to forgive and sidestep Sarah's part in all of this. And then the men come out of the woodwork. And then then I've got Ryan Stone's favorite personality in the world, Matt Walsh, decides that he's going to cover all of this. And he talks about, the situation, and then just like a eel in the weeds, man, just diverts off to like, well, men need to be more responsible and they need to keep their dicks in their pants. And, and I was like, you realize she lied to the Pope. You realize that, right? Can we just can you just give us that point? But it doesn't want to happen.
Pull up the thumbnail again. Pull up the thumbnail.
You want to do the thumbnail? Okay, here's the thumbnail again. I mean, this is.
She looks so fucking evil.
I
Like,
know.
the nose job does it is what makes it even worse, bro.
It's like
Like
an
on her.
exorcist, right? You know.
You want to see? Not. I know this is an aside. Put that back up. I this is an aside, but it's an important point to make. There's no such thing as patriarchy in this country or in the West. This demonstrates how much power women have. She's got a pussy. She's in the position of power. The fucking Pope is beneath her, and she knows exactly what she's doing. And this is a very telling picture. But I just wanted to point that out.
And like I said, it's Cersei Lannister, man. She won. She blew up the Sept. She's now on the Iron Throne, married, and got a beta husband and Elijah Wood on speed dial. Well, not anymore, but that is the face of a woman who knows.
Not Elijah
How
Wood.
Slytherin.
Sorry, Schaefer.
She fought Harry Potter.
She's banging Harry
You
Potter
know who
too,
I
man.
mean.
Why not?
You know who I mean. But that woman knew she
Elijah
won.
Schaefer is not a hobbit.
I know. I misspoke. Yeah. My bad. But she
Don't
knows.
worry, I had to look all this shit up before this.
For you anime fans, she's basically Griffith. She's basically Griffith.
No,
for you anime
man.
fans.
Man, that's harsh.
Well, you had to look all this stuff up, like on the. Have you been like completely oblivious to all this stuff?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky, dude. You're one of the lucky ones.
I know. I don't know if that makes me good or bad. I don't know what that does, but I just like,
makes you happy. It makes you
kind of
happy.
does. Other than like for my own branding and stuff and interacting with you guys and the things I want, I really unplug from a lot of things. I saw like some stuff post on it, and I was like, but I don't know. I don't even know who this person is. Like I had to look up who they were. Okay, so the one's an influencer. The other guys, you know, they're the TradCon space, whatever. Like I'm, and you can tell when I talk about it, I have no fucking clue, right? But that's all right. So Les, maybe that's a good thing though. I don't know. I think like for Rollo, for you to be involved in it because of your brand and your social commentary being valuable, I think it's probably good for you. But like a lot of guys and a lot of people should probably just unplug from this shit.
This is
go enjoy their families. Do you know what I mean?
You nailed it, Ben. This is the only reason this has any kind of importance is because millions of young Christian men and women are guided by these people more than they are their own pastors, or I don't know, heaven forbid, reading the Bible. And now it's important that we point out these people are all frauds. It's theater. It's bullshit. So that younger, genuine Christians or people who want to be good Christians do not take any freaking advice from these people, especially when it comes to romance and dating.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because like I think what happens is a lot of people, like when I comment on this, I've got a pretty big account. I'm like at 187,000 right now, something like that.
Nice.
And that's just on Twitter. Okay. I've got pull on YouTube. I've got pull on Instagram. I've got pull, well, more pull now on Substack. But I think that when I say something like, you know, I'm not trying to attack the faith. I'm attacking the people who are like, you know, want to be representatives of that faith. That's why, and I know like Andrew Wilson and I have had this discussion even privately. Like he came out to Vegas and we went out to go eat and everything. I drove him in my car to go to, you know, Roll and Smoke Barbecue. And, you know, we were talking about a lot of good shit. And he's like, you know, he has a term for these, for the women anyways. He calls them sewing circle Christians. And these are the ones who are ready to welcome people like Nala Fit with open arms into TPUSA. I mean, hell, she was a guest speaker at TPUSA last year. And now I don't know if you guys have figured, you know, in at the wire here, Brittany Renner has decided she's going to convert to Christianity now because
Is she Muslim?
I guess the Islam thing wasn't working.
Oh boy.
Cappy's face.
Yes. By the way,
I read her book.
What she was doing. I have.
Did you read her book? She wrote a book.
Yeah, another thing you don't need to know about Paul.
NBA star with a baby. Yeah, basically.
She
That's
can write? I don't.
She's doing it with these huge hoop earrings too. She's like praying over, you know, the Lord's salvation. I thought you're right, Duke. Remember, she was like, she decided she wanted to be a Muslim, and then like 2 weeks later, she comes back on and she's like got her afro out here like Jackie Brown. I'm like, what happened? And people just instantly accept it. They're like, oh, okay, that's just her. That's just Brittany being Brittany. Stop, leave Brittany Renner alone.
She's the Sneeko. She's the Sneeko of the hose. She's like Sneeko.
The Sneeko of hose. That's funny.
Yeah, and then Sneeko and even Sneeko and Myron are now going at it too, which is pretty telling.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah, shocked, I say. But no, I was going to say the sisterhood is always going to cover for the sisterhood no matter what, and that's what was getting me, and that's what I think is really kind of like the point of Cappy's. Well, part of the point of Cappy's new book, right? Which is they're more than willing to bring in Nala Fit. They're more than willing to forget, even like Ashley St. Clair. Well, at least she didn't abort the child. You know, I was like, oh, well, good. You know, what's she going to do? Abort Elon Musk's child? Really? Like generational wealth child? No, I don't think so. Like there was another choice she could have made. But then you got like Isabella DeLuca. Then you've got I'm trying to think who. Well, I mean, Lauren Southern is a natural.
I have to keep looking all these people up, by the way.
Yeah, they're all you got to do is just look in their whatever their user forum is, or whatever their Discord forum is, that they're all like basically getting together, and it's the hen house, right? So I was talking to Andrew Wilson about this, and Andrew was like of the same mind as I am. It's like, I'm critical of this because I count myself amongst Christians. I count myself as a Christian. If you don't, I can't believe Roll is saying that. All you have to do is read my book, Religion, and read the last chapter of Religion, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. But you don't, because you don't care to. So if I didn't care, if I was an atheist, if I was even agnostic, I would ignore all of this shit, just like Paul Benjamin. God, I envy you so much. I would just ignore all of this shit. It wouldn't affect me. I wouldn't feel the need to chime in and gossip about it. Yeah. But that's what gets me is like, I know what it was. It was that guy George something or other who has his like religious podcast. It's like at 8 million subs to it, and he had George starts with a P. I can't remember the actual guy's name, but he did an interview. Like, he's kind of late to the game. He was doing an interview of Nala Fit and like trying to talk about her walk with Christ and all this stuff.
God,
and, cringe, so cringe.
It was
what the fuck?
He's the dude looks like Brian Blessed from like Flash Gordon. Like he looks like the Hawkman from George, not Podesta. It starts with a P though. I can't remember.
George Podesta, isn't he the fucking
not George
John Lester? He's got his own podcast, 8 million people. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So now I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Now wait, hold on. Now it's Isabella Moody. Oh boy. Oh, we
have another big surprise.
I have some videos for you. Before I do, I want to show you this one because I thought this was like, there's a whole bunch of videos that are floating around of Elijah Schaefer and Sarah Stock, but I thought this was the best one on Tim.
I was actually nervous for everybody, considering the fact that like you were trying to pull the sword out and like you just didn't. You were trying to pull
and it
it
was
out
kind of heavy, and I almost like kind of like dropped it on my shoulder too, and
not good at wielding the sword. That's
They're not talking about a sword.
These are these two
definitely a
people.
true statement. So she is blonde. But that being said, there are people in this industry that do like swords. Particularly, we all know James Lindsay was very, very much a big fan.
So people are like saying that this is like them flirting together.
Oh my God.
That ain't no sword. That ain't no sword.
And
what a bunch of fucking nerds.
Jesus Christ. Stuff them in a locker. Stuff them in a locker.
My first question, and it remains to be answered, was did Elijah Schaefer go to her wedding with Paul? What's his name? I don't know. Was he in attendance? Was he like hell? He might have been a groomsman for all.
And how did he not catch on fire, like burst into flames? How did either of them not burst into flames?
It's funny when these content creators all bang each other too. That's hilarious to me.
Still waiting on that one. Yeah, there it is. George Janko. Yeah, George Janko is the one you're talking about. I was talking about. George Janko. Janko. Sorry, I thought it was a P. But no, he had Nala Fit on there. And it's interesting to me, like you were saying before, new with Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles, this is like fodder for Michael Knowles. I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was a couple months ago, Jenna Jameson decided to convert to Christianity.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Wow.
I saw that one. I caught that one somewhere.
Everybody wanted to just welcome her, open heart, like no questions asked.
Yeah.
Come on, sight unseen, come on in. And I think I posted, I said something about like how like, you know, Christianity is where whores come to retire. And
I do remember that one. That was pretty good.
Just, well, that's what it's for. It's forgiveness
For whore retirement.
and I think this is part of Cappy's book, though, is like that's the thing is like when I was writing my book Religion, you know, I was like almost, it was an effort in comparative religions, right? So I have to be spot on with Islam, with Judaism, with Christianity, all franchises of Christianity. The Sikhs, for fuck's sake, I talk to Sikhs, right? I talk to people who are Hindus. I talk to Buddhists. I talk to I did my fucking homework for that book. I was like probably the most like site source cited book I've ever done. And in the midst of it, I'm thinking, you know, there's only one religion that really relies on grace and forgiveness, and that was Christianity, right? It's like a get out of jail free card. Everything else is based on works. Like you've got to be a good Muslim to get into heaven or get to whatever, right? You have to do this. It's not just a free ride. Even Odin wants you to go slay your enemies, right? And then scream to him from the top of the mountain. But that's the thing is like, I think that's one of the reasons why Christianity has been such an appeal for modern women right now, is because it's a get out of whore free card. And I mentioned this as far back as the second book, like when I was doing the timeline for, you know, the Epiphany phase, right? That's basically the Epiphany, you know, Nala Ray, maybe she was a little bit early, but she was going through the Epiphany phase. Oh, I can't be a whore anymore. I've got to get right with God. I've got to make this guy, you know, jump through the hoops I would never make other guys do. Go ahead, Cappy, you were going to say?
One thing, you know, it's interesting you bring up, what's the catalyst? What switches them from, you know, Nyla Ray was making good money on OnlyFans, right? Like, why are these young gals all of a sudden switching to Christianity and then surprised and never getting married? Like, well, weren't they making enough money before? It's boring, but they don't make their estimated tax payments. Yeah. And they piss away all the money. No, I'm being deadly serious. Like, you think, well, why? Because I was trying to figure that out. Like, well, aren't you tremendously successful in the secular world of prawn, essentially? And like, why? I don't care. I'm a libertarian. Go make your money how you want. But then it was really odd. Like, because they crash out. Every one of these, quote, born agains, and then they discover Christ. It's because they've crashed out in their life. They didn't save their money. More modernly with the OnlyFans girls, Chad Elkins, he has a couple OnlyFans girls as clients, and he's like, you need to make your estimated tax payments. They blow all their money, they piss it away, they don't make their estimated tax payments, and by the way, you don't get that dismissed in bankruptcy. So then, especially if you get older, like say Jenna Jameson, it's like, okay, now I got to do something, and the only place I will have them is Christianity. And then usually by that time, you want to talk about the Epiphany phase, Rollo. Why is it they go to Christianity in addition to the forgiveness and the psychological acrobatics to say, well, I'm still a good person, even though I was a degenerate before? They go there because there's so many beta pussy simp Christian men who were like, okay, finally it's my time. And they get the washed up porn star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Cappy hit on something, and I think Cappy hit on something important. Like we underestimate how bad women are with money, right? Like really bad, especially like women don't know what taxes are, and they always like every year women forget what taxes. Like by the time it's November, I start thinking about all my write-offs for this little podcast thing I do, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to pay this. Like I'm already thinking about it. Whereas women are just like, it's April, week 2 of April, and they're like, why am I getting letters from the IRS? And guys, I think if not half of it or most of it is because when you do this stuff, this porn stuff or whatever, you get paid less over time. It's not like an engineering job or whatever. You get paid less over time because you get older and your appeal goes away to men. So what happens is their lifestyle has to stay the same because people have a hard time going back on their lifestyle. So they have to do something, right? And they have to pivot. They have to pivot because I think their pivot is also very financially driven, because if you live a life of sex, drugs, and alcohol, and living in LA and in apartments and and all that stuff, you can no longer extract money from men like you used to. And you got to do something. You got employees, you got agents, you got to do something.
They
So
get
this is their
husbands and they
thing.
extract it from them, right?
Yep.
get
And not
married.
only that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, debt's got to be paid. Like Cappy says, you can't default. So
I'll corroborate that with economic data. I mean, back in the day when I was a pretty thing, man, you could get $20 was $20 at the truck stop. Now it's like $15.90, and that's not accounting for inflation. I've had to cut back. Yeah.
Damn, I have to raise my rates at the truck stop.
Can we all agree here?
You heard it from Cappy. $20 is $20.
And can we all agree
That's
that
a lot
these
lizards over
pastors-
here. Holy shit.
the pastors and the Christians doing this, accepting all these women, can we just agree on all of this is just sneaky fucker game?
Yes.
All of it really is.
Thank
We're
you, Jack.
Finally, we
Agree.
have the whores and prostitutes coming to us to repent. Finally, I can get laid with the women I've been looking at. Because we all know that the greatest demographic of porn consumers is what? Christian men.
Christian men. And you know what?
Is it the
Married.
largest
It is.
demographic?
Married Christian men.
OnlyFans,
Married Christian men.
Maybe their women
Big
shouldn't be
boy.
fat and should fuck them every once in a while.
That would be
I
nice.
know, right? But that's all this is. It's all sneaky fucker beta in waiting game. Finally, my ship has come in.
Oh yeah, but
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's not just porn. It's specifically OnlyFans. So Christian married men are the highest demographic who does OnlyFans. You got to think of like why that is. These guys have that need to fuel that vasopressin, which is the male bonding neurochemical, which makes you want to take care of something. They have a need to do that. They get married. They're not getting sex from their wives. And so instead of getting that supply from their wife, they turn to porn, but regular porn isn't enough. So they turn to sending money to girls. And that's what this is all about. And so it's not just jerking off to porn. It's sending money to OnlyFans girls to feel that bond and then jerking off. Right. And then these girls end up retiring into Christianity, and all these same guys that jerk off to them and send them money are like, yeah, come over and let's be saved so I can jerk off some more to you and also find different ways of supporting you. And you'll notice these girls don't even shut down their accounts, right? Like they keep their OnlyFans accounts up. They'll pivot. You know what I mean? I think Riley Reid has like some cooking channel. I don't know. It was an advertisement that popped up. So like
sounds a lot like feminism.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so this is just, and guys like Michael Knowles, I'm not trying to attack the guy personally or any of these people.
I will.
But yeah, well, I'll leave that up to Rollo. He's better at it than I am.
Let's go.
But you know what it is? It's like, do they even realize that they're, are they aware that they're supporting the enslavement of men through this process? Do they understand that? That's what I'm wondering is, do they even know? Are they even aware of what they're promoting when they platform a former porn star to talk about their conversion story when clearly it's a grift? You know what I mean? I mean,
But
they're really
Peen might get touched, Paul. Peen might get touched. Right.
Might.
Well, Nala Ray had her own, like the funny thing is like by the time she got to TPUSA, like the following year, she already had like a series of like Kajabi classes basically on how to be a good Christian wife and how to deal with, husbands and how to, it was like a teachable kind of like she'd just done like downloadable content. And it was like us doing a seminar or like a Kajabi or a teachable class. Right. And so that was her thing, but it was like Christian women's ministry. I'm like, you're Nala Ray, that's you. Okay. And what blows me away is like, she's a guest speaker at TPUSA Women's Ministry Day. And that's why I always joke around, like, Brittany Renner is going to be the next guest speaker on TPUSA, like, cause they'll take anyone. And especially if they had like clout, especially like it's like clout is like better than conversion. Like, they don't care if like some random OnlyFans girl just converts. They care if Brittany Renner converts. They care if Jenna Jameson converts. They care if Mel Ray converts.
That's
and
true.
I'm just like, you're enabling the grift here. And at that point, so people go, well, Rollo, why do you care? I care because that's part of my faith. And I'm just like,
It's destroying Christianity.
Why are you like, oh, people give me shit for drawing attention to the fact that in this case, Sarah Stock is just very much following along with the red pill plan. Alpha fucks beta bucks. She did exactly what I say women will do, like what you can expect from women on the timeline from preventative medicine, right? She's right there. Here it is. She fucks the hot alpha guy, relatively speaking, Elijah Schaefer, who, by the way, very dominant, probably like rocked her world in bed enough that she's
probably
out with him.
Probably sniff cocaine off her ass.
For 6 months. She lied to the Pope. She lied. Can you just fucking recognize game? Recognizes game.
Game recognizes game.
Lied to the Pope. Okay, she lied like straight. Look, I mean, hell, you want me to show you the picture again?
Here we go.
This is you know what that look says. Elijah Schaefer nailed this pussy. That's what this says. Right. So can we just I don't care what you say about his abusive husband, and here's the recordings and everything else. All these recordings coming out very similar to what went on with Steven Crowder. I'm not endorsing that. I'm not saying he's a great guy for any of this shit. I'm just saying that look right there is somebody else owns this pussy. That's what it's
not only is it ruining the religion, let's be honest here, like it's also ruining the guy's future.
Well, that's what
let's
it
be
is.
honest here.
Exactly.
It's a form of enslavement. It really is.
Wow, it really is. Like the guy who she married, I don't know him. I don't wish him ill will or whatever. But his like whole, I mean, on the one hand, it's a good thing. His worldview is completely broken, and we'll welcome him with open arms. You can get all the books, links in the description.
He might be on Rule Zero one day. Who
Hey,
knows?
exactly. But for the new guys coming in, for all these young guys wanting to practice their faith, they're being lambs sent to slaughter, man. Because like all these women are great. These reformed porn stars, they're going to be great wives. Meanwhile, behind their backs, they're still fucking the pool boy. Or the podcaster, or whatever.
Podcast.
Hey.
Or the jujitsu trainer.
One of the main reasons I wrote this book was to help people, and it would be secular men too, to avoid a sexless marriage. And that's where a lot of these guys, these girls don't want to fuck you. They're not physically and viscerally attracted to you. You are an insurance policy. And I forgot what it was. I'd have to look it up. Like a third of Christian marriages are sexless if you define sex less than whatever 2 months or something like that. And that's the biggest risk these guys face because, like it or not, men want to have sex. That's kind of important, to a relationship. You can only get it through marriage in the Christian rules. So yeah, this is a bait and switch at the end of the day. And and this shows you just how lying, conniving, deceitful, false advertising a lot of these gals are, especially when they don the cloth of a Christian. This is a real threat you men have to realize before you get married to one of these people. Because here's the other problem. I get married. Fuck it, I'm secular. I don't give a shit. I don't have to follow those rules. What does the law say? I have to abide by the laws of the state. If you're a Christian, not only you got the laws of the state to deal with, you got to do it in a Christian way. And a lot of Christian denominations and sects, you can't get divorced. And I'll whip out my dick and put it on the table and say this: more Christian men are sincere about following Christianity and will be less prone to divorce because they're actual real Christians than the women. Because Christian women, generally speaking, not much different than secular. You'll go file for divorce regardless of what vows you took. So there is a tremendous risk Christian men face, especially those who are sincere, when you get it's a higher risk to get married for Christian men than the secular men. I just want to point out that these girls are playing by secular rules and you're playing by Christian ones, and those are way more difficult, and you are going to get hoodwinked.
Yeah, well, deception is part of the female mating strategy. I mean, we have to recognize that. It's not necessarily slamming on women to recognize that. It's just part of what it is. And Christianity can be used for deception. And that's the thing. It was like, how naive are these Christian content creators? I mean, maybe they're just using it for their own clout and they don't care, or maybe they're really that naive, but certainly a lot of Christian men are very naive to think that their conversion story is true. And they always come back with, well, you know, you should have forgiveness and they should be able to, you know, repent for their evil ways of being whores earlier in their life, right? And here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. You know, they should be able to repent and do a different life. But then why do they got to do it online and platform themselves and collect money and collect money off of their own their old pornography and all that stuff, right? If the girl was quietly converting and got and deleted all of her platform with her all of her previous life of being a porn star or an OnlyFans girl, deleted everything, started over, didn't even start a Facebook up for a few more years till later. Do you know what I mean? That would then, I would believe their conversion story. But it's not a conversion story when she's just pivoting her brand. It's not conversion. That's not giving up her lifestyle. She's still profiting off her lifestyle. No one would give a shit about Jenna Jameson's conversion if she wasn't a previous porn star. No one would give a shit about Nala Ray's conversion if she didn't get a ton of internet clout from being an OnlyFans girl and a porn girl, right? And so, like, delete who you were in the past because that you've repented and stop profiting off of your pornography.
Exactly.
Then I'll believe you.
Because one is David Bowie and the other one is Ziggy Stardust. They're the same woman.
Yeah, it's just a different persona. Yeah.
Yep. Different persona, same brand.
Yep, that's very true. I was
There's also a loophole. There's also a loophole that you could, Apex, you could tell this to women and to the men that are follow these women, but there's always the big loophole of it's not between me and you, it's between me and God.
Right.
And that's the loophole, right? Because they could be like, well, you did this. And I'm like, you're not the one to judge. Only God can judge me, right? And that is the loophole. And if you're questioning women, you're questioning God. And that's the loophole. And it's never going to
That's a pretty good loophole, Rand. That's a good
Yeah, it's a really good loophole.
Like I mentioned this in I think I mentioned this in my religion book, but it's the prodigal son narrative is what it is. It's it's the son who leaves the family, goes off to, give me my inheritance. I'm going to go out into the world. And then he, like, everything is hookers and blow. He, blows all the money, blows all the inheritance, and is, living like a homeless hobo, and then wants to come back to the fold again. Right. And then what does the father do? He celebrates. He slays the fatted calf and has a big party for him for coming back into the family again. And this is the same thing that the prodigal daughter returneth, right? It's like, oh, she was a whore and now she's come back to the true faith again. And that's the narrative is less about the prodigal son and more about the people who are the true believers in the first place. Because what does it do? It affirms that faith. We were always right all along. See, here's one who left. She realized that shit wasn't the way it was, and then she came back to the fold. And now we're all vindicated. And now we're the ones that are actually living proper because of this. That's why you will never hear women like complain, or they'll defend, the sisterhood from a religious perspective, because it affirms their faith. It affirms that belonging, that tribalism almost, which is, here's one who was lost and who came back. We're going to have a big party. That's what they're doing. They're having a big party for Nala. They're having a big party for shit. They probably would for Ashley St. Clair if she wasn't already like making $1 gajillion off of Elon Musk. They'll do the same thing with Sarah Stock if they haven't started already. And again, it's not like, okay, that's like, people will hit me up and they'll go, well, Rolo, don't you think she's sincere when she says she wants to get right with God? How come you don't think she's sincere?
No, she's not. Like, game,
I'm always like this. I'm like, do I think she thinks she's sincere? I'm like, yes, I think she would pass a polygraph test if you asked her, do I truly believe this? Absolutely, she should. I'm not questioning sincerity. I'm questioning the timing, because it's like, why is it that it's now and not before or not later? Right? Because
it goes back to them doing a decision that benefits them.
It's making necessity a virtue is what it is. Did you have something you want me to show, Jack? add this to the
Well, that's actually something that Cappy wanted to show, but he didn't know how. So
at least in
Well, we could do it at the end, but I just wanted to point out I'm number one on Christian. I'm number one best-selling author on Christian. I'm a Christian relationship.
This is hilarious.
Saving lives.
I need to read your book, dude.
And then I also wanted to point out, look
at you on.
look at the other thing, how gay everybody else's book looks compared to mine. Mine's pretty badass.
It's very gay.
Good sex, God's
And
best.
yours is very, very not gay.
You're
But look at
Love
the
at
covers
first
as
chat.
well.
It's a good cover.
That's
Jesus
good.
speaking around the corner. I
That
like
is
that one.
so funny. Oh,
Nice, dude.
There we go.
Congratulations, man.
it's pure genius. God. Mm.
I know. I know.
Thank you,
Bravo,
Rollo.
Cappy. Bravo, Cappy. You did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Pure genius.
Cappy's gonna go to heaven just for amount of Christian
Could
men.
not ever release it at a better time, too.
How ironic would that be that Cappy's the one who goes to heaven and he meets God and he's like, "Hey, thanks for trying to inform my people, man. I'm tired about these hoes. I'm tired of these hoes, man."
Closely related to that, my old man, who is a retired pastor, he's just so pained because his natural fatherly instinct is, look at my son, he's number one. And then he looks at the title in the cover, he's like, oh Jesus. So he doesn't know. He tries to brag, but he feels bad about bragging to the family. So I don't envy my dad's position.
Let me jump on these real quick. A lot of these gals love to use it to virtue signal, yes, which is the epitome of taking God's name in vain for personal gain, which is a no-no. But the simp pastors love to say Jesus wants the rose. Remember that one. Okay.
And Rollo, the epiphany phase starts at 28, right? On average.
Right around there. 28 is when the beginning of it usually. Yeah. 29, 20, 30, 31. What's the average age of first marriage for women? 30.
Yeah.
I would argue with Zoomers it's at 25.
Right on
That's a whole
time.
different discussion.
That's a whole different discussion. Yeah.
It's a whole different.
See all the gents here. Long live the king. Yes, we're going to try to do this on the
Because the
regular.
Zoomers are aging like milk. That's why.
Yes. May not want a threesome with Jesus, but I certainly want Rollo and Clary, handsome bastards.
Jesus.
Show. You're welcome.
Damn.
Whoa.
Hey,
Meet me at the truck stop.
there you guys go. $20, $20.
Well, if Rollo's involved, I got to jack it up to 40. That's going to
Yes.
be work. That's
I have a
Got some clout. 45.
I put Tim Gordon on hold because he really wants to have some sort of discussion with me about like patriarchy versus like the red pill. And I was thinking about getting Mike Sartain on that, and I go, you know what? Cappy would be a better choice for this one. So Cappy and I are going to end up doing some sort of like tag team thing with Tim Gordon. And
Ayo.
And Cappy's this guy right here. I'm pointing at.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, I was going to say so we'll end up having that discussion at some point. I've talked to Tim Gordon before on Tim Pool's show, and I think that they really want to get a piece of me. I'm like, you're not going to get a piece of me because like I probably agree with 90% of what you're saying. I just hit patriarchy from a evolutionary technical side, a pragmatic side. If you want to say, well, the Lord said, okay, fine, agrees with what you're saying. All right.
Is that the main debate that you're going to have?
Well, that was how he framed it. I don't know exactly what he wants to like. Well, the red pill is antithetical to Christianity. I'm like, well, I took 3 years of my life to write a book saying it's not, but okay. But whatever. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure exactly what the conversation is going to be about because I really honestly think that there's more crossover between the red pill and ortho bros than they would really like to be. But the thing is like when stuff like this happens, when good Catholic Sarah always, is lying to the Pope, that's when they got to take issue with that because it's like defenders of the faith, right? And of course, what's the first thing they say? She's not a real Christian. There's something wrong with her,
Before we go on, find out exactly what the thesis is, what they want to debate. Because I hate debates because no one goes in like, what is X and how do we solve
They're
that?
not real. When you go into these things, they're not real debates, right? Of course, you're just gonna fucking.
I know, but I'm not
have a
gonna.
shit
But then
show.
why
That's all
engage?
it is. Well,
yeah,
to get your points across and to get some exposure.
Well, quite honestly, I don't mind doing it with Tim because I think he's doing it in good faith because I've talked to the guy before. But if anything, I think there's more crossover and I think there's more agreements than they would like to say. But whatever. It's like the same thing with like me talking to Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson is not red pill, but there's so much crossover and there's so much that he does agree with that he'll end up bringing us up with Piers Morgan, you know? So I mean, if he wants to talk, I'm happy to talk. I wouldn't even call it a debate, Cappy, because there is no such thing as debate anymore, right, Ryan? Because like there's like the
discussion.
God bless him, whatever. You know, Andrew Wilson really wants to like sort of popularize the notion of debate, but it's not really debate. And I had the conversation with him in my truck. I said, you realize you're talking about postmodern discourse, right? It's not actual classical debate, because classical debate is you have a topic, we're going to discuss this topic. Is it true? Is it false? That's what debate's really about. If you've ever taken a college debate course, if you've ever been on debate team, if you've even taken a course in logic with the Venn diagrams and everything else, that's what debate was meant to be, was, well, let's discuss the veracity of this particular topic, not he's the devil and I'm a Christian. He's wrong and I'm right. And he's a lying sack of shit and you shouldn't follow him and you should follow me. That's what we've kind of broken everything down to. So like when I see these debates on like World War I, World War II, whatever the fuck it is, right? They're treating it like it's like some sort of like professional wrestling event. And I'm like, this is not, you realize this isn't debate, right? This is just like an inquisition. This is like just people hollering at each other. It's just crosstalk.
Kayfabe. That's what it is.
It's kayfabe.
Let me know what it is if you can get detail. Because I'd be happy to go and debate with.
Just think of it as a discussion. Just think of it as a discussion, not a debate. Like there's not.
You ever watch the Harlem Globetrotters? It's like that, except for you get to be the Washington Capitals for their
yes, yeah, exactly.
Globetrotters.
Ryan Stone, the only man more cynical than me.
Nice.
I agree with Red Hawk on one thing about debate, where it's like debate is for friends, not for enemies. Like I can sit here for hours talking to like Nuke or Cappy about like semantics a bit, where it's like, oh, like are men still gatekeepers to a relationship? Well, yes, but no. And then like we find a new maxim kind of thing. But with people like the red pill is wrong, I don't care about you. You add nothing. You add absolutely nothing. You're a waste of my time, and you're not helping guys get laid. Like,
it has to be between people, right? Like what Jack's saying, it has to be between people that agree almost on everything, down to like, and you're gonna be debating nuance. Like two surgeons can debate on how to make an incision for a surgery, and that will be more productive to the medical community than a surgeon saying, "Hey, you shouldn't do the surgery at all."
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
What now? Yeah, where are we gonna? It's not productive. It's only for people that hate surgery or love surgery to do that surgery. So it's like,
did you see the exchange between Senator Hawley and that Dr. Verma chick? It was like the senatorial inquisition. It was about like trans rights and should we have?
Oh yeah.
Should we have men in women's sports and stuff like that, right? And she was on there, and he just asked one simple question. He says, do you think that a biological man can become pregnant? Right? She was just hemming and hawing, and it was just, she could not answer the question. And the reason she couldn't answer the question is because he's looking for truth. He was saying, is this statement true or is it false? That's classic debate right there. That's classical debate. Is this preposition, is this tenet, is this concept true or is it false? And she couldn't she wouldn't, because she doesn't speak that language. She doesn't cars, man. She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't speak empiricism. She only speaks emotionalism, and she physically, mentally, conceptually could not give an answer, a right or wrong answer to that, because she doesn't think in objective terms. She only thinks in subjective terms. And so I did a whole like video, a whole section on my show about that. But if you want to talk about like the difference between World War I, whatever the fuck it is, and what actual classic debate is, no better example than Holly. And by the way, within the time frame of like 3 minutes, because you have a certain set of time, allotted time to make your points, and then you get the counter rebuttal or whatever else, and there's no comeback. There's absolute, because it's obvious. It's a binary question. She's never going to answer it. And so I thought that was a really good example. I don't think people really picked up on that. They wanted to say, oh, look, he nailed her to the wall. No, he's trying to get to truth. He's trying to get to 2 + 2 = 4 is what he's trying to get to.
It's two complete different arenas. Two completely different arenas. That's why, number one, like, never argue with your woman, but never argue with women in general. It's not the same arena.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, and that's where you get the whole women in politics debate, which we don't have time for today.
Yeah, well, it's entertainment, right? It's very entertaining to see people like hurl insults at each other. Like when Andrew Wilson was going up against CGA on at what Sean Kelly's show, right? That debate. People go, Rollo, who do you think won? I go, well, what was the premise of the debate? Here's the and the title. It's in the title. Is marriage worth it today? CGA wins. He made a better case for is marriage worth it today? Like it wasn't who has the better solution for the marriage crisis today. That wasn't the question. It was, is marriage worth it today? Guess what? CGA won in the first 15 minutes. If that was the objective goal, then yes. But it wasn't. Everybody wants to turn it into like a value statement, a quality statement. Well, I've got a better argument. I have a better resolution than you do. That's you lose. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the goal. And so, like, by an objective sense, CGA won. Now, just Andrew want to go and throw insults, and everybody else is going to say he won because they don't have any concept of what like real debate really is.
That's why I don't like Andrew Wilson that much. I've never met him, but he goes to personal attacks pretty fast when there's no argument. It's like, well, you're just retarded. It's like, that's not an argument. Like, okay, fine. Maybe I do have a clinical IQ of 180, but my point still stands. So could we focus on that?
20 pounds, Andrew. What do you got now, pickle boy?
We need a debate.
Ethos matters, Jack. Ethos matters.
It was an
and then the next thing that people do is the statistics lightsaber battles, where like they'll pull out their statistic and it'll be like a lightsaber battle where they just keep blocking each other. I'm like, great. Statistics are great, right? We all read Cappy's Zero World Problems book. Statistics are awesome. However, people can take a statistic and twist there's qualitative, quantitative. When did they get it? What year?
The data either. That's
like here's something that a lot of people say, like most men aren't getting laid, right? Most Zoomers are getting laid. How much of those are immigrants that come to this country and can't even speak the language and can't talk to a girl? Right.
Well, they get laid in London, though. I think think kidnapped, right? Bag over the head.
You know what would be a good debate to have? Is Nuke black? Yes or no? I think we need to have that debate.
All right, guys, have a nice day. I'll see you guys later. And I can debate that. I could debate that, but I would debate it on logos. Just like if you
tell me no, if you had a bag of Skittles in your pocket and a hoodie on, and
are you Dominican? Yes or no? Answer the question.
Would you be shot or not?
Well, it depends. I'll do the Jordan Peterson thing. I'll do the Jordan Peterson. It depends on what you mean by Dominican.
Yeah, exactly. What is Dominican? What is
Dominican really? Everyone thought Jordan Peterson cooked with that line of questioning, but we all saw it through like 4 years later. Like, dude, just answer the question, Jordan Peterson. Just say it. But the thing is, like with debate, when you bring in statistics and all that stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to have a statistic, but when you appeal to people's sense of rationality, it's better because you make the audience feel smart. That's why CGA won that debate, because he literally looked at the men that were in the audience and said, if you did this, would it be worth it? And there's no amount of statistics that can overcome a man thinking, wait, does this make sense? Unless, you're a blue pill turbo trad con person, right? But just appeal to people's sense of intelligence and they'll reward you.
But you still haven't answered the question. Are you Dominican or?
It depends on what you mean by Dominican. No, yes, I am Dominican. Yes.
Okay.
Can you confirm that? I'm wearing very tight clothing right now.
I know. Not to make this more about Nuke, but Nuke, have you been hitting the gym, man?
No, it's just I decided to go to the Dominican clothing store and I've got clothes that actually.
Because I see the bill, like,
just get a smaller shirt.
Jacked. He's like,
are you wearing skinny jeans right now? Is what I know.
Podcasters don't have legs.
I went for a run and I'm wearing pretty tight Gymshark because I went on a run. I swear, guys, because I went on a run. So
want to meet up at the truck stop, Nuke? That's that's a
truck stop outfit for sure.
Luckies, yes.
20 pesos is 20 pesos. What
so about Sarah Stock.
Hold that thought real quick. Just curious, are all the guys on the panel Christian? Asking for context. Well, I know what Aaron's going to say.
I'm not.
secret Jew.
I'm not Jew.
He's definitely a Jew. He goes to the
Inherited Jew.
Illuminati
My
meeting.
grandma even switched to Christianity. I've never been in a synagogue. I am agnostic.
Okay.
But do you have
I'm
gold,
15%. How do I get into meetings, Cappy? Yeah. The Illuminati meeting.
I do have I have a penchant. Okay, genetically, it's been passed down. I have a penchant for frugality, not cheapness, frugality.
Yes, pragmatism. Yes. I'm pretty sure Miguel's Catholic. Call me crazy.
Call me crazy. Yeah.
For me, it's complex.
Yes.
I don't know. My grandfather was a preacher. Parents, I'm like third generation. Just kind of drifted. No real story behind it, but yeah, it's not. I'm not hostile or angry or anything like that. It's just kind of.
Read chapter 14 of my fourth book, Religion, and you'll get
I'm not reading Dianetics, damn it.
That's all you have to do. Read my book. Do me a solid. I took a long time writing that book.
Yeah,
I'm Christian, if anyone's curious, but
Very
I'm
much.
not gay about it.
Yeah. I'm not gay about it. There you go.
I'm not black.
Gay about it.
That's my religion. I'm
He's
not black.
Black guys.
That's my religion. If anyone asks, are you Christian? I'm not black.
Yeah, I'll just for sake of brevity, yes, I'm a Christian, but I don't know where I belong. Put it that way.
I'm in the same category.
If you want to talk
Warhammer.
to me, Warhammer. I believe in the God Emperor of the universe, Master of the universe. Yes, that's
Native
it.
American God. Yes.
Yes, and Odin. Those are my. Yeah, there you go.
Well, what is it?
You're gonna say it anyway, so why not? Or according to Nick Fuentes, I've been Jewish for a very long time, and I don't know how I got that, but
Yeah, Jewish.
Nick Fuentes called you Jewish.
Did he pivot to liking the Jews now? I don't know what.
When we're all Jewish, then no one is
Jewish. I know. You should listen to me and Cappy get into our Yiddish conversations.
Oi.
Hey. It's Hanukkah, Harry.
You want to work on some irrigation, do you?
I watched 1997 movie LA Confidential. Surprisingly, heard the name roll to my not so surprisingly, which has intelligence there. Rollo is the idea behind your pseudonym to alert Red Pill while keeping the uninitiated obvious. Well, am I that transparent? I actually chose that moniker because I love the movie. And then Rollo Tomasi is the guy that gets away with his crimes. That's basically what it is. And I use that because then, like now, we have to kind of have a pseudonym. Otherwise, the cancel culture will try to find some way to cancel you. So that was just the pseudonym that I took. And by the way, it's funny. I'm glad this guy brought this up. Every now and then, and I'm sure some of you guys get this too, but I know that Myron gets this all the time because Myron Gaines, guess what? Not his real name. I know. Fresh Prince CEO. He didn't.
Parents didn't name him French Prince CEO. That's
I'm gonna name him Fresh Prince CEO. Nope.
Damn it.
Destiny's real name, not Destiny, but apparently the only person you give two flying fucks about using real names is me. This guy, right? Although I should say they kind of give the same grief to Myron. So I just watched for the first time in a long time. I watched the Matrix movie, the Matrix, the first movie. And so I watched it, and every time I watch this movie, I get something new out of it. And one of the things I got out of it is whenever Neo, which by the way is an anagram for one, O-N-E-N-E-O, got it. Okay.
Whoa, really? Holy shit! I just figured that out.
Now you just figured it out.
Damn.
But one of the things is, and I thought this was interesting, is that when the Smith agent, Agent Smith, talks to Neo, he always refers to him as Mr. Anderson. His real name is Thomas A. Anderson. Real name in the Matrix is Thomas A. Anderson. And so whenever they're fighting or whenever they're having dialogue, he always says Mr. Anderson, like that. And there was this one point where he's about to actually kill the guy with the oncoming subway train. He says, "My name is Neo," and I go, "This is just like those motherfuckers trying to use my real name all the time. You guys are Agent Smith trying to pull me back into the Matrix every time you guys pop off by using my name in the chat." And I thought about that and I go, this is when we sort of separate ourselves from, blue pill to red pill or whatever, we kind of adopt a new name, or we adopt a new persona, or we have some sort of new sort of character to ourselves. And some of us keep our old names, obviously, but like, for instance, I have always used Rollo Tomasi as my pseudonym. It's my writer's name, right? If you think, you think Stephen King? Stephen King's that's not his real name. It's something else, right?
Wait, Stephen King's not his real name?
Paul Stanley, Peter Criss. Well, Peter Criss says Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. That's not their real names. Sting, sorry, not his real name. People use different monikers because that's their personality. That's who they've decided that they want to become, right? So it's like, whenever somebody's like Mr. Anderson, and then you want to use my name, that's you being a Smith agent, is what it is. And those guys are still, because they think they're going to drag you back. It's the barrel of crabs, right? They want to drag you back into their shit, right?
I have been on a couple of podcasts though, and I thought it was the weirdest thing. So yeah, we got Jack Napier today, and like, Jack Napier's not your real name, right? I'm like, and now do you expect me to say my real name or something? Like, what's this about? Like,
you got me. I'm going to delete all of my books, and I'm going to just close all my podcasts, and cash out my crypto and everything. I'm done. Thanks. You got me.
Yeah, that's not the name your mother gave you, is it? It's like, is this relevant to the conversation?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
By that logic, Miguel's name is Mr. Crypto, and that's pretty cool.
Dollar cost.
Right.
Dollar cost.
CC.
Yes.
It's a dollar
CC,
cost.
baby.
He's Hex Jesus, and I'm Red Pill Jesus.
I'm Dogecoin Muhammad as well. Litecoin Moses.
Litecoin Moses.
Listening to the Curse of High IQ and has helped me a lot. Going to Ortho Church now and having way better conversations. Now I know. Understand my suffering.
Thank you, Luis. That book is surprisingly popular.
It's a great one.
I didn't realize it'd have that much of an effect.
The girls can't get enough of that Caudillo Dominican black snake. Own it, nuke.
Just say Dominican snake. We don't have to add all that.
Brown snake or black snake?
Moan.
Dominican snake. Let's just keep it at Dominican. Do we even have snakes in DR?
Trouser snake. Yes.
Yeah, you got bad snakes in the Dominican, I guarantee you.
All right, let's move on, guys.
All right, so here's all right, let's move on to the fun part of today. I already had that one. Oh boy. Let's just see how long is this fucking movie? Should I put this one? Oh, I gotta do Clav first. Have you guys seen this yet?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, here we go.
Why is she hating on me?
She hates you so bad. It's crazy.
I don't know.
She's like, you see, he looks down, he's retreating, he takes everything back, like he never fucking said any of that.
Okay, so the chick is Isabella Moody, who I have had run-ins with several times, but this is another trad thought. 27 years old with a kid, and she is at an ASU frat party because Clavicular is there.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with her. She's a little. With who?
Brett.
She wants to interview me.
I heard that you said that she did, right?
I think so. I would do a
You should ask her if she likes riding horses a little too much.
This looks like hell.
Really, I would do an interview.
This is like
Blonde on the right.
Oh my god, I'd kill everyone in that. Oh god, it looks horrible.
Blonde on the right spotted. Blonde on the right spotted. Target acquired.
Yeah. That was that. Hold on, I got another one for you. Hang on. This just to put the last coffin nail in Cappy's coffin here. Is this the one?
I was kidding.
Why is she hating on me?
Oh, that's not her. No,
His parents name him Clavicular. Is that
Clavicular?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, how come nobody's trying to call him his real name?
what a dumb fucking.
Nobody wants that, right? Okay.
Caligula.
These fucking kids are so weird.
Clavicular. Yeah. God.
We all need looks maxing names, man.
There's half a dozen of these videos of her at some ASU parties, just basically running down Clavicular. Who, by the way, I think is I really want to like Clav, but it's just like it's like watching a science experiment. It really is. It's like
we all have to hop on TRT at 14, dog.
Yeah.
We have to get on NASA.
Yeah. It really is. It's to me, it's almost like watching like a science experiment. Like because you can whenever I see Clav, I can kind of see the fat kid underneath the mask. Yeah. Because. And I was having this conversation with your brother, Miguel, my show. And I was saying, like you can max out and looks, but that's not going to make you be able to carry on a conversation, right? I mean, I know that, like, I mean, I've met a million chicks who say, one of their icks is a guy who's really, really good looking, but he's like not congruent. Like it's almost like a Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. It's like serial killer vibes. The guy's really good looking, but there's something wrong with this dude. And I think it's interesting because like there's so many people who want to like jump on the clout train right there. But here you have I think she's probably going to be the next domino to fall. This is Isabella Moody, who's also made a name for herself, very similar to Sarah Stock, very similar to Isabella DeLuca and Ashley St. Clair. And she's all in that mean girls club, that mean Christian trad girls club. And here she is.
Ilya Roger Club, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not joking, man. You look at him. Dude, Clavicular. He played because vulva was taken, I guess. But vulva was taken. He's like all the 4chan memes. I'm sterile because I did so many steroids. I'm jacked. He's kind of like a black pill MGTOW supreme gentleman vibe. And the only reason he hasn't done it yet is because parents were rich. That was what Elliot had. The only thing he's missing now is just a couple years of resentment and a forum.
It's true. Yeah.
And it's not like he's the first.
Elliot Rogers was before his time.
Yeah, and it's not like he's the first mass murderer that came out of the manosphere. Wink, wink. Remember Roman McClay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got plenty of examples of guys who decide to say fuck it and just stab 6 people. George Sidini.
Oh yeah.
Tons of them. And we haven't had one in a while, so we're about due. It's usually every 6 years. Isn't that the cycle?
Jack appears next.
Oh wait, here we go. Hold on. Look at the looks. Look at that look. Alpha tells.
Boy nip? What does that mean?
Never heard that.
No? All right, so you're like one of those weird like internet chicks?
I'm an incel.
I'm an incel.
Okay, why not? Fuck it.
There you go. More torture for Cappy this morning.
I'd rather be at the truck stop. I don't want
to. Yeah, I was just going to say, but again, this is, I can't wait for the Brett Cooper meltdown video for all of this. I'm sure it's already in the works right now. But getting back to the point, I think like if you look at what Matt Walsh has been talking about, he can't avoid talking about like Elijah Schaefer and Sarah Stock right now, but he uses that as a springboard to jump into the same shit that he always jumps into, which is marriage. Marriage is great. It's not so bad. Really, try it out, because you're seeing this classic, quote unquote, red. He invokes the name of the manosphere, invokes the name of the red pill. These guys say it's not worth it to get married. Well, according to this chick right here, you
definitely
might
worth it for her.
Definitely, yeah. I was gonna say you might be a little careful with your words there, brother man, because it's just I think there's this need to sort of just like it's damage control is what it is. It's this instant damage control. But if he can turn that damage control into something that he can use as part of his narrative, that's what he's going to do.
Reminds me of that meme of like the dog who has his hands over his ears and everything's on fire. You know what I mean? That's like the guy who's saying like, marriage is great, guys. Marriage is awesome. You guys should really get married. It's just everything's fine. There aren't any problems.
Everything's fine. It's just fine.
Everything's fine.
Nothing's wrong.
Like,
Nothing's wrong.
Can you just stab me? How about that? You want me to go to your cocktail hour? How about instead you just stab me in the face to death?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't talk to them. I don't go to the events. If I do go, it's just to give a speech and leave. Never go to the after parties. I've been to CPAC a couple of times. I mean, we were there last year. We did a podcast from the stage. Not going to like an after party. No. If there's a party or a cocktail hour or whatever, and I always want to avoid those, but sometimes, especially when I'm speaking, they'll say, well, we got this cocktail hour ahead of time. Would you want to go to that? And my answer is, can you just stab me to death instead? Can you just stab me? How about that? You want me to go to your cocktail hour? How about instead you just stab me in the face to death? Can we do that instead? That's my counter.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to go. It's all part of the thing. So, and I prefer to bring my wife to those kinds of things. Anyway, all that to say, these kinds of scandals are not uncommon in society generally, and in the media business especially.
Apparently, in the groups you travel into, CPAC and TPUSA.
He's
Does that not sound like how people say they didn't go to Epstein Island?
Right.
They had the qualifiers. I would never go, but if I
never do
did,
that.
it would just grab a drink. And if Diddy had oil there, I would use it, but I have dry skin. It's not because of the, like,
Because I wanted to, because everybody else was doing it. Yeah.
I bring my wife, who I sleep with exclusively.
Matt
and I
Walsh
don't
is
do
either
coke.
he's either truly that good of a guy, or he has the like largest skeletons in his closet, and I don't.
Or he's
want to see
unlikable.
whatever's gonna
I mean,
come out.
I could understand not or he's unlikable. I can understand not wanting to go to that shit though. I mean, that's fine, you know. But here's my thing. It's like all these guys defending marriage. Who's defending marriage more? Those of us who are pointing out the problems that guys run into and get marriage that cause them to fail, that cause them to become enslaved, the problems of rampant simping and porn use with Christian men who are lying to themselves and everybody else. I mean, I would say that we're supporting marriage more than they are by highlighting the problems so we can fix it. These guys are just trying to pretend like problems don't exist. Drives me fucking crazy.
Paul, you might further refine it. We're trying to defend against divorce. We're not attacking marriage.
That's a better, that's
yeah.
a really good way. Yeah, that's a really good way of saying it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's funny you should say that, because it's like whenever people give me grief, like for me being critical of any, of course, everybody wants to jump on me because they see me as the red pill guy, right? And it's usually, well, you hang out with whores in Las Vegas on your show and everything like that. You realize I've been married for 30 years. I've been married twice as long as Matt Walsh has. You know what? I go to parties all the time. I drag Missy to Babes in Toyland with me, for fuck's sake. And if that was like on the tail end of his pontificating about how men and women can't be friends, right? And that because what happens is you'll get Elijah Schaefer and Sarah Stock if you in any way interact with any woman outside. That's not. It's like the Mike Pence protocol. You just leave the door open, and
The thing is, if you have an abundance of women in your life or have had that, then you can be platonic with women. It's not a big deal. You're used to rejecting women. You understand how that works.
Well,
Men and women can be friends after they're done fucking each other.
Well, the guys that are cut from the same cloth as Matt Walsh, I mean, it's just not to be too blunt about it, but they're afraid of their own dicks.
Yes.
I think that if they walk out the door, I mean, it's almost like they're in the hijab and they can't go out without a female.
Such a good way of saying it. Yeah.
Right? They can't.
Like Muslim in reverse.
Yeah. Well, they have to, or they just simply don't do it because they don't want to be tempted by, some Jezebel
boobs.
Yeah, but by boobs or something like that. And I was laughing at this because he's, of course, I can't say anything about this because the minute I do, I go, look, I've been married for 30 years. You guys already know my background and everything. I can cover all that. I can show a picture of me and my wife and everything and say, look, aren't we cute? But I also hang out with Tiffany Fox. I also hang out with, Domo. I also hang out with, all the girls that gave Cappy a hard time on that show that one time.
And you choose to hang out with them. That's what amazes me. Like you willingly go there.
What the fuck's going on there?
It's not like I'm going out to I don't say, hey, you want to go out to dinner? That doesn't happen. I mean, if my friend Laura wants to go to Babes in Toyland, my wife doesn't want to go that night, I might just go with her because it's a good look, but I'm not fucking her, right? And I know that because I have a 30-year shared history with my wife, and that's not going to fucking happen, right? I know where I'm going to get laid, and it ain't going to be after that, right? But that's the thing is I'm not afraid of my fucking dick, right? I mean, I had my fun in my rock star 20s, right? And I'm good, man. Thanks. I realized that my co-host on Access Vegas is into three-ways and stuff like that. Great. More, please. If you can make it happen, go right ahead. But that's not my lifestyle. But the very fact that I can go and say that, I'm the antithesis of a Matt Walsh. Matt, like Ryan likes to say, it's he wants to trot out his fuck trophies. That's one aspect of that grift. The other aspect is I don't go to after parties. Well, what do? Stay home and I don't know.
Remember when he was smoking the cigars with Michael Knowles, and it looked so fake.
Oh my god!
And it, like it was the first, like they got a prop cigar, and they're just like, just do it like this, bro. Just so, like I go out for cigars like twice a month, and my friend taught me how to smoke a cigar. He's Dominican.
So glad.
And I'm telling you, I was watching that, and I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you definitely don't hang. Do you have any male friends at all besides your wife? What are you doing?
It shows. It doesn't. I mean, it shows like. Remember I was telling you guys how like when you look at Clavicular and he's like interacting socially with these chicks, like his whole grift has been like, you just got to look good. Well, yeah, okay, now you look good. Chicks are coming to you. What next? What do you say? Where do you go?
When that girl told him I'm an incel, I would have been like, yeah, it shows. Just go from there.
Well, it's like I was telling you before, it's like you can see sort of the fat kid or the nerd or the autistic spurg underneath the mask. Yes. Same thing applies to Matt Walsh. Right, he's like this very upstanding, church leader or whatever it is, and then but then you say, hey, you can or can't be friends with women, or why are you so antisocial? Why you don't want to go to some mixer and hang out and talk to people and actually like network? No, I'd rather isolate and just sit at home and watch reruns of fucking MASH. What do you like? Where do you go? Well, that's indicative of a personality type. He thinks it's virtue signaling. He thinks I'm above all of this. It's like Ryan, remember the guy, what's the meme with the guy that's sitting in the corner of the room and everyth's having a good time. He's like, yeah. And he's like over here going, oh, if only they knew I was an upstanding, I'm Matt Walsh. If only they knew.
And in defense of the guy, I mean, I don't hate the guy at all, but it could just be his personality, right? And what's the worst thing about being an actual conservative? I don't mean that politically, but personality wise, maybe the guy just, I can understand. I'm older. I don't want to go to these nightclubs. I don't want to do that. And okay, we can disagree. Like, yes, Matt, you could talk to a woman who isn't your wife, but at the same time, maybe what's so wrong about Mike Pence and the Pence rule? Like it isn't for us, but I think the only real criticism you could have against Matt Walsh is he's perhaps opportunistic and makes the money, and conveniently his very conservative positions on marriage and pro-marriage in itself is naturally controversial. Right. And he makes way more money than all of us, and all he has to do is make his claim that I think he's intellectually honest about. I mean, I would disagree with it, but I don't know. I actually look at the way the guy dresses. You think he like, oh my God, another woman. I mean,
I think he's very
look at that hair. He can't. I believe the guy doesn't want to go to a nightclub.
But my issue though is any sort of authenticity, right? Not that I have an issue, but I don't know if there's that much authenticity there because he's very on brand. Like the Daily Wire people have their shit together when it comes to marketing, and they keep their people in line to stay on brand, which means you can't have a nuanced discussion about something like marriage and the fact that tons of dudes are just simping for OnlyFans girls and trapped in a marriage that they don't want to be in. Like you can't have that conversation in a nuanced way because they got to stay on brand to appeal to their base and their statistics, right? Christian marriage, married people. And so like, I think there's a lot of market research that goes into those opinions, and he's not going to deviate from that brand. So he has to say, does he really go to parties or not go to parties? Maybe he's going to secret orgy parties we don't know about, and a different Epstein list we don't know about. But I mean, we're not going to
Elijah party.
Elijah
parties.
Yes.
Elijah party. But we don't know because he's got to stay on brand. You can't trust it. It's kind of bullshit. Right?
Well, also in his defense, why was the Pence rule? How did that get into existence? There's a reason for that.
It came out right around the Me Too.
Oh, it was fucking doing false allegations.
Well, exactly. So in Matt Walsh's defense, whether we like it or not, he is Matt Walsh. So if he goes to these parties and one of these chicks thinks she can, be smart and be like, oh, Matt Walsh assaulted me, who's the first one they're going to believe? Not Matt Walsh. So like I agree with everybody.
I mean, he looks like a sex offender already. So,
but
and I'm not criticizing the guy about
no,
it.
But like I said,
don't trust any of it because of the brand part.
Yeah, but he's also avoiding anything that could go wrong. So, like, I agree with everybody on the panel. I do want to shine a light on that, though. Where it's like, well, at least he's not taking risks on that.
Yeah, it's a good point, but But my disagreement isn't even. It's just like action based. Like you want men to get married, but you don't want them to socialize. How's that going to happen? Like you need if you're a young man and you're 22 and there's a cocktail party with hot chicks and you want to be a man of God and get married, you gotta go, bro. You cannot just be at home watching.
Does he say that though? Like, is it his general advice, or was it just what he isn't doing?
Well, he dispenses a lot of his.
He looks down upon it, like socializing and drinking, having a good time. I'm like, dude, but how are these men are supposed? It's kicking down the ladder underneath. He doesn't know he's doing it, but listen. You need to be a little bit degenerate in your 20s if you want to find it. All the guys on this panel have met women and had great relationship with women and they met them like at a bar or at a show or on the street or doing, degenerate things because that's normal. That's what's supposed to happen. But if you're boring,
that's for. Yes, I know.
Yeah. And this is the big lie of Triconism is if you're boring and you follow the rules, aka what the guy the Jesus hat says, you will get your wife. And we're telling you, dude, you can have your beliefs, right? But if you want a chick, you got to socialize. You got to get out there. You have to be social and you can't be boring. Like that is the biggest sin for women. And these guys are going to be single forever if they don't at least try to step out and have an edge or, get a girl drunk and have fun and party. You'll be surprised. Like our friend Kyle, he met his girl when they were both smashed drunk and they just welcomed the kid together and they're happy as can be. And we all love Kyle. He's great. That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to do these things with your future wife if you want to get married. Have fun.
And the best relationships I ever had were first night lays. That whole thing where it's like, a woman who sleeps with you on the first date. It's like, dude, the best relationship I ever had was with girls.
And how did that work out for Sarah Stock's husband? How did that work out for him?
Yeah,
exactly.
Look, hey, no offense though. No offense because guys are going to
circle. Yep.
I mean, guys are going to be like, oh, you can't trust women and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, guys, do not ask what a hoe did before you. Ask what a hoe can do for you. Enjoy them. Stop shaming them for everything. The greatest lesson you can learn in dating is never, ever judge them. Because believe me, the less you judge them, the more fun you can have with them. You don't have to marry with. You don't
That's
have
an
to marry
abundance
them.
mindset.
I like we could do it like a JFK version.
I
Ask
know.
not what a hoe has done in her past, but ask what she can do for you today.
Yep. That's an original, by
you don't
the
have
way.
to marry them,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the thing. Like these guys are speaking from a place of I don't get girls. And it's like if you actually get girls, you're going to meet tons of different women, just like you would meet any different person who they're going to have all different values and histories and backgrounds. And you don't have to marry them. You know what I mean? This is not a threat to you unless you're got emotional and internal problems where you are going to attach to some girl who's a whore, or going to cheat on you or some whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a problem for guys who are mentally balanced and go out and actually meet, interact with people. You can go out with a girl who's not marriage material, have a good time and just not go on another date with her or just don't make it into a relationship. You know what
kills me is these are the same people who like basically agree with pickup artistry, right? Like guys aren't going out and approaching women. You guys just need to get out of your mom's basement and go out there and socialize and get out there into God only knows the book clubs or whatever the fuck whatever the proof thing is.
Christian book clubs.
Go out there. You guys need to go out and approach and talk to women. And here's Matt Walsh, who I've heard say exactly that, talking about how he doesn't want to go and socialize and doesn't want to do any of this stuff. And I'm just like, what the well, make up your fucking mind, man.
And this is why we need to do that show with Schaefer. We need to know where he goes.
I know.
I'm
gonna get it. I'm gonna get him. I bet I could. No, I was just gonna say is like that's been a PUA tenet for a long time. Go out and do it. Make approaches, right? I mean, do a
good idea.
Mystery method. Do 10 approaches a night, right? I mean, go out and like now suddenly it's okay to agree with that, right? You're not a misogynist now, but then of course it's like but they use the same sort of rationale or the same excuse not to go out and do stuff, right? What is Matt Walsh saying? Well, I'd rather be at home. Stab me in the head, stab me in the eye, stab me in the throat. rather than put me into a social, like literally, like I would rather endure violence than to actually go out and actually be social and actually interact with
You know, he has never seen a day of violence in his life. You can see it.
You know who was the same? Ben Shapiro. He said he would go to parties and read, and people would be like, "Why are you reading, bro? Have fun." And Ben Shapiro would be like, "No, I think drinking and having fun and dancing with girls is silly. I want to read." And yeah, he's successful, but like, come on, like you cannot tell men to be like you and expect them to be married and happy. Like women are women, and they've always been women, and they want excitement. They want a fun, charming guy.
Okay,
And
I
now
do want
his
to
sister
interrupt
is
this.
selling
You know,
breast milk.
there is such a thing as bringing a book to a strip club. I learned this when I was like 17, 18, 19. It works really fucking well.
Okay, do tell.
They end up. Oh,
Yeah, now I was like thinking we could end this pretty soon. We all get on with our day, but now I need to hear this story.
But I'm just saying.
Wait,
when I
hold,
was like,
hold that thought. Only losers read though.
Reading books
100%.
is a very cheap way. to
Dude, he
entertain.
gets me
I
every
wouldn't call it
time.
entertainment.
He got me on Cut
Hilarious.
Onions.
Let me
Video.
listen.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced.
Yes.
I'm too smart to read. I'm not going to sit there and go, smart people read. No.
His
I
brain
need action.
too advanced
I
for
need constant
reading.
chaos in my life to feel content. I need to
You know who else needs constant chaos and action? Autistic children.
be driving a supercar and fucking fighting, fucking a bunch of hoes and champagne and going crazy. I can't just sit there, and the pirate on the boat. Like, just for people with slow brains.
I'm going to send that to I'm going to send that to Ryan so Ryan can use that as his next like little cut up piece.
Dude, that's a great ad right there for Ryan for one of his books or something.
Yeah. Every now and then
It's
is
been
a
a
little
while. It's
gift.
been a while.
God, that's funny, dude.
All right, go ahead. Continue.
Oh well, this isn't it. So when I was like really young, right, and like I
12.
had friends, I could fake ID or get into strip clubs, usually in Canada because it's 19 and over, right? And I'm in Michigan across the border, so like I had this like mindset of like, man, these hoes are not interested in you. They just want your fucking money, and so like whatever, I'm just gonna go and chill out, relax. I'll bring a book. You know, my friends are gonna drink and shit. I'm gonna probably drive them home. Not gonna get wasted or anything or drink. And so that's what I would do. And then the girls would be like, "What are you reading?" And like all like, and we're talking personal phone numbers going outside of the club. I'm not talking about just making you a mark, but it's like you express that you don't want to be a client. You don't give a fuck. Inadvertently, I accidentally had game there because I was like, oh, I'm somehow showing I have an abundance of women because I'm just not interested in these strippers. I don't care. You know what I mean? And so like, oh, they don't
All
care.
right, write that down. Write that
Challenge.
down.
That's a
Association.
challenge. And then they would come over and be like, hey, like whatever. And you know what I mean? Give me free dances, all kinds of crap. So
See, we're
That
getting back
sucks.
to
The
red pill.
closest I ever got to
principles.
that is I was doodling on a napkin once, and the stripper stopped her set in the middle of it and asked me if I was done with my math problem. Bitched me out in front of everybody. I was.
Oh my God,
Good times, good fucking. You see how happy we are. Matt Walsh looks angry all the time because he's never had an experience like this. Like
I know
and
bring
all
him
of
out to a
doesn't
strip
fuck.
club,
He-
man, and like loosen
never
up a
been
little
good.
bit.
He's never been good with
Yeah.
women. He like for guys like that, marriage is the only option for these guys. So it's the greatest thing in the world for these guys, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I've been married for 30 years, but the thing is like he's approaching it from a completely different perspective, right? It's like that he's making his necessity a virtue, and 90% of these guys do. Right? Anytime anything comes out of their mouth, it's like, yeah, they're for this particular thing. Because what else could they be for? You know, they just don't have the personality for it. And I think the only way that Matt Walsh can actually be an extroverted, like, you know, any kind of like, you know, influencer of any stripe is because of his personality. This is the only way he can do it. So anyways, okay, let's get out of here. Wait, I got this we're going to start with Jack. Jack.
Hey everybody, I am from Holland. Isn't that beer?
One of the few things.
Long
One of the few things I did not miss when you were gone, Dad. One of the few things. No, okay. I kind of said everything I wanted to say on the topic, but for the people who are interested, my YouTube channel will be in the chat. YouTube.com/@JackNapierKnows. For more of my work, more of the written work, you can go to my Substack, jacknapier.substack.com. For the YouTube shows on Monday, Tuesday, Friday night, and every once or so a month, I will be hosting Rule Zero, and the link to the Substack, jacknapier.substack.com, essays every week is now in the chat as well. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Cappy, I hear you have a new book.
You're muted.
Unmute yourself.
I got a new book, which would be nowhere near the success were it not for Rollo Tomasi's recommendation. I put Jesus on the cover. I don't want a threesome with Jesus, The Christian's Guide to a Pro-Sex Marriage. It's available paperback and Kindle. And then our common narrator, Rollo, Keith Hughes, will be narrating it.
Excellent.
So that's going to come out, I guess, a week or two from now. And yeah, there you go. That's available. Otherwise, I will be at the Rapid City Flying J truck stop starting in February.
Servicing
You can
trains.
find me.
Nice.
We have a discount for it's
Nice.
the inflation special where it's $17.50, but you know I got to pay my property taxes, so you can find me there.
$20 is $20. Nope.
You guys can find me on Substack. Same thing as my screen name here, Nuclear Caudillo, or my YouTube, same thing. And yeah, final thoughts is have fun, guys. Like, step back, watch the show, and your people are teaching you a lesson, and it's great that you don't have to be part of it sometimes, you know. So have fun, guys. That's all.
Miguel, my brother.
My brother from mother, man. Crypto's crashing. It's almost time to buy.
Fire sale.
Fire sale at Thunderdome. We'll be doing a crypto show, mega show tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Me and Charlie, and we're going over like what's worth buying and what's worth just getting rid of. Because there's some stuff that's dying and some stuff that's going to keep surviving and stuff. Very pro ETH and Bitcoin. So get on. You can follow me here. On my
Muted
link.
yourself, Charlie. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, there you go, you guys. Yeah. Don't be afraid to buy.
Awesome.
Nice.
Ryan, you have a
Dude,
book
I did it.
coming up too.
I have many books coming out. Praxeology 4 just came out at the beginning of the month. It's kicking ass. That's honestly, the field report stuff, I was good and I liked it. The one thing I found that wasn't mined yet was all the stuff is from, like, no offense, but the losers making something of themselves. So this one came from the angle of the guys who were at the top of their game, the Chads who kind of fell, you know, death of 1,000 concessions, and then how do they get back up? It's a different type of story. I thought guys would like it. And then, beginning of next month, Softbone 2 is coming out. The Kickstarter's going hard right now, where if we raise the funding, I'm hiring a artist, and he's going to do me a custom limited edition cover for all of those backers, which is awesome. I'm just saying, 3 fictions in so far, Rollo. The first one is a guy who is a promise keeper, learning to shed that stuff and get red-pilled. Second one, guy in a feminist utopia, red-pilling himself and getting free from underneath the boot of his bitch wife in amidst like the COVID and Ukraine war crisis. The third one, you can't red-pill your friends. That's the theme of this one. And they're awesome books, and they're fictional books, and you could have, it's finally a Manosphere book you can leave on your coffee table and have a girl over for a date. And then she'll say, wow, what's that? And you can tell her, and she'll still blow you after this. And it looks good too, so it's like, it's well done. Oh, you guys are going to be in for such a treat. Such a treat. Anyways, the Kickstarter, get in on it. I put links to it on everything I do anyway. You'll find it there. Get yourself your limited edition copy, even if you just want the ebook and just to read it and support the other people who want the special edition hardcovers and whatever. I think it's well worth it. And then I plan on getting another 2 books out by end of year. And I think by next year, I should have more books out than Cappy finally. And so now he's got nothing. Except for his ability.
Time you catch up.
He's got nothing. That's it for me.
Awesome.
Hey Ryan, before you go, when you come into Vegas, we go hike Death Cliff Canyon.
Oh, is it really really high up for like no reason?
For no reason.
No, it's just no reason. Yeah, just they formed that way. Yeah, we'll go right on the edge. You want to come with?
I don't like the heights, man. I'll hike. I don't care about that. I'm not doing the heights.
Well, we got sidewalks, so maybe we go hike on the sidewalk.
See, this is it. Like I outdo you literarily and critically, and now you're like, well, I'll just outdo him with like my lack of fear of death.
Yo. All right. Well, you guys can go to my community, and my YouTube channel is Apex Mindset. My community is in the chat. I'm dropping a course called the Psychopath's Playbook on Monday. It'll be open for a week at 50 signups. I'm closing. It's a behavioral and performance psychology based course that's built from neuroscience tools to help recondition, train your brain so you can have better results both in the dating market and in other areas of life, like making money and getting yourself out there in shape, social circles, all the things that you need to be a better guy and improve yourself the way that you want to. Of course, it's not a bullshit like woo Deepak Chopra fake ass self-help thing. It's real practical tools. So stay tuned for that. Get in the community and you can get the invite for the course.
Awesome. I will be on my show tomorrow. Will be at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. If you didn't get enough Elijah and Sarah, you'll definitely have a lot tomorrow too. I got a bunch of stuff coming up besides that as well, but I'll be on tomorrow at that time. Also, don't forget, I've got Reignite, my book, which is available on Amazon. And I have my Reignite group for guys who are looking to rebuild themselves after being zeroed out. So with that said, guys, this has been fun. We're going to do Rule Zero again on Saturday, and one of you guys will get to host it because that's how we do this. We'll pass it around. So if you guys want to host, we'll sort it out. But if you're looking for this show again next week, just follow me, follow any of these guys, either on their YouTube channels or on Twitter, and then you'll get the announcement, and we'll make sure everybody knows when it's coming up. So with that said, guys, thanks a lot. I will see you all later, and I hope this works. I don't know if it will. But yeah, all right, guys.
See you guys.
All right, we're out. Bye-bye.
Bye.